27 giving you exactly what you need. Welcome to the show where the truth never lies. Turn the volume up while we watch the sparks fly. Monday morning coming at you with the heavy hitting vibe. We breaking down the headlines, keeping policy alive. The filters on the lands, no scripts inside their hands. Just a broadcast for the people across the digital land. From the hill to the street, yeah, we digging in the dirt. Searching for the facts, even when the answer's heard. It's a weekday ritual, a digital town square. If you're looking for the comfort, you won't find it here. We that set the agenda, we challenge every view. Bringing more politics straight from us to you. Subs climbing up, yeah, the chat is going wild. Information flowing in a truly gritty style. Run your mouth, let the people hear the sound of Teddy 27, we're the loudest in the town. Run your mouth, break the silence, take a stand. Politics and power in the palm of your hand. Run your mouth, yeah, we're live on the screen. The realest commentary that you've ever seen. Through the comments, yeah, the debate is getting deep. While the mainstream media is falling fast asleep. We're tracking every bill and we're walking every vote, taking every crooked quote and cutting at the throat. It's a YouTube revolution, decentralized and free. Finding what the future of the news is gonna be. From the left to the right to the middle of the rule. We're carrying the weight, yeah, we're carrying the load. Don't just sit and listen, get your fingers on the keys. We're bringing down the giants, bringing them to the knees. Weekday warriors assemble for the fight. Shining out a signal in the middle of the night. Run your mouth, let the people hear the sound of Teddy 27, we're the loudest in the town. Run your mouth, break the silence, take a stand. Politics and power in the palm of your hand. Run your mouth, yeah, we're live on the screen. The realest commentary that you've ever seen. Hit the like, hit the sub, keep the fire burning bright. Run your mouth every weekday, doing it right. Yeah, Teddy 27, boy. Woo! Woo! Yeah!
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. What up, what up, what up? What's going on? Everybody out there, welcome back. I am L Teddy 27, and I got a couple of fellas here with me. We're going to have our annual Pride Month Town Hall.
Hey.
And I am so looking forward to this conversation. I hope that you are too. We're going to get into some things today, and we are going to hopefully make you laugh, hopefully not make you cry, but we may. I don't know. Hopefully, pique your interest, give you a look inside of our minds and our psyches. Let me stop rambling. Let me let the guys introduce themselves. Let me start with the young man to my, I think that's to my right on your end or left. I don't know what area. I can't tell left from right. Anyway, I'll have Bubs introduce himself. Sir, how are you today, sir? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, I'm doing well. Shout out to you. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I am Bubs the God. I, just like everybody else, a content creator, more so leaning into the whole activism aspect of it. So if that's your judge, if that's your stilo, you can check me out on my YouTube, Bubs the God, Instagram, Bubs the God. Basically everywhere it's Bubs the God. So yes, I'm excited to get into the conversation.
And the guy on the bottom of me, I'm not calling him a bottom. Don't say I tried to call him a bottom. He just happens to be beneath me, okay? You know, tops can be on the bottom while someone's riding them, okay?
Amen. Amen.
At least the lazy tops, I guess. But oh, we have Jeremy Speaks TV. Hello, sir. How are you today? Tell the people a little bit about yourself, sir.
Hello everybody. I am Jeremy Speaks. I do YouTube and finance and stuff like that, and yeah, it's not really much else to me besides that, you know.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad to have you. We may have other people that come in on the conversation as we're talking, and they'll join in, and we'll introduce them then. But I think we're gonna have a great conversation here, and we're gonna let you, like I told the guys backstage, we're gonna let you into our conversations and let you hear how we talk amongst each other, and just really engage each other. So well, let me ask you fellas. There's no particular order. You have the topics for discussion. I can go in order, or would you prefer me to let you all pick a topic for us to start with, and then we can get the conversation started from there?
Well, let me see. Hold on. Let me look at the thing real quick.
Hmm.
Hold on.
You
Hmm.
wanna? All right. I'll
Go
let
ahead. Go
you.
ahead,
I'll
Jeremy.
let you. I'll
Go
let
ahead,
you.
Jeremy.
Go ahead.
What? Yeah, me?
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say something
I
like,
thought you
"Let's
were about
start
to
No,
say
here."
I
something.
was say I'll let Bubs the guide, like, be the co-director in this live.
Okay, because there are a lot of good topics,
Mm, okay.
and I don't want to be stereotypical and start with the one particular topic that they say that the gay people are about,
Oh wow.
but it is here,
Oh,
what
and it
topic
sounds
is
like
that?
L Teddy is talking about some. So he must want us to go
I did
to
not.
a
No,
topic.
no, no. I did
He said,
doesn't
Wait,
bother me.
what
Which
topic is
I don't
that?
even know which topic you're talking about. So
"Oh, you
that's
don't know which topic I'm talking about,
no.
L
I do not.
Teddy."
Mm-mm.
One, two, three, four. It's the fifth one.
I figured you would be saying that.
You
Mhm.
figured.
Oh,
You
But I'm the
figured.
yeah.
nasty one. That's not even the first one that I put on there. That's way
Mm,
down.
I'm
All
here
right. So
on that. That's if you want to. I'm just suggesting.
no,
I
we
mean,
can't. That I have no problem. Why not get that out the way
Ah.
now?
yeah. I mean,
I'm sure it'll be brought up as we speak to other conversations as well.
right.
But the topic is sex. And I wrote it as if to talk about not the debaucherous and illicit parts of sex, but the fact that sex and gay men, two men having sex, one, but specifically two black men
Mm-hmm.
having sex with each other makes people uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Straight people, even allies. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. A man and a woman can go into gory, intimate details of them having sex. Nobody bats an eye.
Mm-hmm.
Men, gay men,
Mm-hmm.
go into that. A lot of people cringe. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who maybe say they okay with you, they cool. If you talk about your sex life, they be like, "Nah, dog, I'm all right. I'm good." You ain't never heard your straight face do that.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to go down that road. But I got to hear about you busting some chick down in every gory detail. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
so interesting how people will claim to be okay with us, but when the topic of sex comes up, that's
Mm-hmm.
taboo, and we can't really touch that. Let's just shy away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Happen. So that's kind of how I framed it. But your thoughts on that?
Um, I do agree. I do agree. It's very interesting because as a same gender loving man, throughout my life experience, I have seen nothing but heterosexuality. Talking about forced in our faces. It's in our music. It's in movies. It's in television shows. It's all around. It's something that's placed on all of us. And no shade, like there have been plenty of times that I have been inside the black barbershop, and just like you stated, L, when there are just a certain group of people around, the conversation is different. So being a young child in the barbershop around a bunch of other men in that space, whenever the women are gone, the conversation becomes very sexual. Like I remember when I used to go to this one barber, he would have a problem with gay people, but he's cheating on his wife. So it's just like, what? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just very interesting to me. And I feel like queer men should have the ability to be able to express themselves the way that other people do, and not even just in the realm of just explicit sexual actions or whatever, but like if two men are simply holding hands, if two men gaze at each other in that romantic type of way, it's still a problem and it's an issue. But yet Becky is sliding down Aaron right in front of us, and like you said, nobody has a problem or has an issue with it. And I believe that's the queer phobia, or if you ask me, really just bigotness. Because when you're phobic, you're ignorant. But if you just feel uncomfortable about it and you're not willing to explore that feeling of being uncomfortable and you want to stand 10 toes down in that, I feel like that's bigoted behavior.
Yeah.
Because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But go ahead, Jeremy, jump in. Jump in.
I always attribute it to like black, gay, like, sex,
Mm-hmm.
sex conversations or imagery of sex makes people uncomfortable because they have underlying attraction.
Mm.
Mm,
That's me personally. That's what I
mm,
think. I've seen, especially as far as like viewers who've like even come on my channel have like, have told me like that they stumbled across like Twitter and things like that, and they saw like black gay porn and they were turned on and they were women. I feel
Mm.
like a lot of times that people who see attraction, or are attracted to things that they feel like they should not be, the default is to want to distance yourself from it as
Mm-hmm.
much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's like the underlying part of that. Like, and all of that breeds like homophobia, but I feel like they just be wanting fuck. Period.
Mm.
mm.
That's
I
how.
think I think there's sometimes we're just forced into these boxes, even within our community, of these norms and this decorum that we have to have. You'll see other gays try to shun each other about talking about sex openly, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, because like you can't express, it can't be a sex. That's a large part of a human experience, being a
Experience.
sexual
Mm-hmm.
being.
Mm-hmm.
And gays, we even try to tap each other. Hey, oh, don't do that. Not in front of the people. You ever grew up and your parents be like, we over here in these white people establishment. Don't act like that. These white. And so sometimes even the gays, when you have people outside of the community around, they'll try to, correct you. Don't be talking about all of that. You
Respectability
ain't got to do
politics.
all of that. Try to correct you
Mm-hmm.
to fit in that heteronormative bubble of, no, we just don't do that around the people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, like once it gets to a certain level of explicitity, I feel like it's unnecessary. Like, I don't have like, if the topic itself is us just talking about sex and that's the topic at hand, then I can understand it. But like in just regular conversation, if you're bringing up holes and dicks and like all of that, to me, it just seems like a little bit hypersexual. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if the topic at hand is not about sex, then why are we bringing that up?
Right. I
go ahead,
no,
Bubs.
so I agree. Uh, it's the hypersexual aspect of it, and it's funny because the other side will talk about how hypersexual, like I said earlier, how the queer community is, but they don't speak about their hypersexuality. And then when we take it to the realm where it's just intimate, like men in general can't do a lot. If you look a certain way, you're automatically assumed as gay. If you act a certain way, you're automatically assumed as gay. Hell, if you wipe your ass, you're assumed to be gay. So it's like there's more of a restriction when it comes to gay men. And like you said, El Teddy, a lot of us with respectability politics trying to fit in will don't do that. Don't do that. That's too much. And I do agree with Jeremy. Like, don't be trying to bust it open in the street, or we're having a regular conversation about something and all of a sudden it just takes this
Yeah.
detour into like, so I had my shit blown out yesterday. Whoa, where did this come from? You
I'm
know,
weak.
I would
but
be the hypersexual guy, and that's okay. You know
and
why?
no shade, there are people who
You
are out there who are like that, who are just
you know why I
hypersexual.
don't have a problem with that? Of course, I know decorum. I know time and place,
Right.
but hypersexuality is within the full scope of, again, every race, creed, color.
Mm-hmm.
There's always hypersexuality, and there's a time and place for that. There's
Mm-hmm.
a need for that. If nobody ever was, uh, uh, um, who sometimes we wouldn't learn. I got two things to add to this though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Harold brought up the whole, they always say y'all want everybody to be gay, but the thing about it is it's the straights who try to call everybody gay from little kids. Any and everything you do is all of a sudden you gay. Y'all be trying to make everybody gay. We be over here just trying to live our best lives, and
I
y'all say everything is gay. Oh, you watch the Golden Girls, you must be gay. You listen to a Nicki Minaj song, you gay. Like, it's all, even though you might be gay if you watch the Golden Girls. I ain't gonna hold you. But oh, you listen to what's the new song? Where all my scamming ass niggas at? You listen to that? Oh, you gay. Like, you
If you
know,
watch Beauty, You're gay. Just
I
this is
don't know.
bro. Like,
I kind of disagree. I feel like a lot of times gay men are always trying to, and I like maybe this is an unpopular topic.
mhm,
I see gay men all the time, especially black gay men, like damn near, and maybe just be on social media, not like actually in person. But gay black men are like straight niggas when it comes to like trying to pressure people just because they feel that somebody is attractive. Like if you see somebody online who you may view as attractive, right? And they may say that they're not gay. Oh, girl,
I think
that's
it's
the
a male
queen. That is like
thing.
that's a bottom. Like, girl, who you trying to
mm,
fool, girl? Like yada yada yada. Oh, you trying to gay bait. Why you got on them pants? You know what that gives. You know it gives gay. It's always stuff like that. And like you can see it happen to like a multitude of people. For example, Keith Lee is one of the
mm,
main people that they
mm,
have harassed to where that man can't even wear shorts no more.
But
mhm,
I think I think part of that is a male thing, the hypersexual nature of men. Men want I think everybody wants them at some point. Men want to be desired, or things that they desire, they want to be able to have that thing.
mhm,
And so, straight or gay, we have been in amongst a bunch of straight guys, and there be a girl who don't want no parts of them at all. But in their mind, guess what they done said? Oh, she all over me. Oh, she want me. Oh, all these girls. And I don't. And I think that crosses orientation and
mhm,
crosses,
mhm,
so even in the gay community, you got people that's like, oh yeah, you see him. Think about it. You know why they say that about Keith Lee? Because he has a nice ass. The booty is nice.
Yeah.
He's a nice looking guy, and they want some parts of them. So a man gonna be like, yeah, I could get that.
It's
I
like
could get
it's
that.
to me it just be like OD. It really gets crazy. Like
mhm,
I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of shit to where like I'm like, oh my god, like y'all have like no couth. It's different from just like putting a heart emoji or a fire
mhm,
emoji underneath somebody's photo, but then you telling them what you gonna do to their bodies, and like a lot of time, and they do this to like a lot of rappers, a lot of like singers,
Hmm.
actors, all of that type of
mhm,
stuff, and then like you
mhm.
can't be upset therefore afterwards if gay men, not gay men but straight men are like kind of uncomfortable with you expressing sex, because like the moment that you do, you sitting here trying to
Let me
like
ask you a question.
go ahead.
I'm gonna ask both of you all a question,
Okay.
Jeremy and Bubs.
Mhm,
While we've been in this chat, ever since we came on, there have been multiple women that have complimented you or said, "Hey, you all are very attractive."
Me?
Yes,
yeah,
Oh,
Jerry be getting
of
it.
course,
I haven't
Jeremy.
seen it.
Of course, your boo came in and said that. But there have been other women in the chat that have said that.
Oh wait, how
And
y'all read the chat on here? I don't even see
Oh,
that.
you
it's
don't
on the
see the chat?
side a little bit,
It's on the side. Are
and
you
I
on your
got my other
computer?
phone here so I can see it.
Wait.
Are you on your computer?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the computer. This looks full screen to me. Oh, I didn't even see any comments.
You don't see the comments?
I see them now. I
Oh,
guess I
okay.
just hit this arrow to the
Yeah.
side.
Hmm.
Okay,
But the point that I'm making is there would be, and this goes back to these societal norms,
Yeah,
there would be
yeah.
no flack if us as gay men, openly gay, knowing full well we are members of the Rainbow Coalition compound, the G corridor, the black wing of said G corridor. Okay.
Mhm,
Now, why, if women came in our chat and was like overly sexual, like, yeah, let me get that, how big that dick, you know what I'm saying? There wouldn't be this trepidation, there wouldn't be this angst. Nobody would feel any type of way, you know. And you may individually, but
mhm,
as a whole, people wouldn't
mhm,
feel any kind of way.
mhm,
But they do if, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying you should be in anybody's DMs with booty hole pictures and dick pictures telling them what you want. I don't think you should be in anybody's DMs like that, not unless they're okay with it. But I think that there is there's a one-sidedness to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's not equivalent both ways. As much as we progress, we haven't progressed to the point where if I tell if Bubs was straight and I say, "Hey Bubs, you know you look good, man, you sexy," well he'll be like, "Man, I appreciate that. You know, hey, I'll let you do your thing, but you know
Mhm.
I ain't but I
Mhm.
appreciate that compliment and move on." As opposed to him saying, "Oh no," you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think that I get what you're saying because some of the girls, Jeremy, they be out of order. They be completely out of order, completely and way out of order. I don't know, Bubs. I'll let you go
No,
ahead.
but it goes back to what you said as far as the whole conditioning aspect. I would love to have a panel conversation where it's just men across the board, whether you hetero, you're bi, you're queer, whatever the case may be, because we all have been conditioned as men to be hypersexual. If we were to scroll on our social media now and we see somebody fine, our eyes have been conditioned to go to different places. We're gonna look at the face, we're gonna look at the body, and if you a top, shout out to the top, you're gonna look at the ass. You know what I'm saying? So again, we're conditioned in that way. Even when we were younger, like there were a lot of explicit stuff that we have seen. I don't know about y'all, but y'all remember back in the day when you had channels 1 through 99, and every once, once in a blue moon, you might get channel 100 or some of the premium channels, and sometimes they will come in clear. So we're all like
You get the right
following that
antenna.
path, yeah, right. Or no shade for even though I didn't really
I
find
don't
anything
know if
about
I
it, but
experienced that.
how many of y'all remember BET Uncut?
Yeah,
I
BET
ain't got no
Uncut was the
panties
thing.
on the dance floor, and we saw
Yeah,
that.
BET
Wait,
Uncut
how
was the
old is
thing.
everybody here?
Oh, well, I'm
BET Uncut
35.
was the thing.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was like, I don't really recall some of this.
Yeah,
You don't
Like,
remember BET Uncut?
I don't.
Oh, that
I
was a thing. Like it used to come on like
Ah,
what about 2 in the morning? It used to be
3 in
somewhere
the
around
morning. 3 in the
about two,
morning.
3 in the morning, and they
Hmm.
will play all of the dirty, nasty versions of everything, showing
Crazy.
everything you can imagine on
All that
yeah,
BET
is
Uncut.
uncut,
yeah.
Hmm.
and then the pastor come on at 5.
I don't think I was fully cognizant
Yeah,
around
you
that
might not have
time
knew it was happening, but it was happening.
Yeah, but
because
we.
It
because
absolutely
y'all
was
talking
happening.
about having to move an antenna and stuff like that.
Now
Like
that's
I
back
had
in
a
the days of
we
the
had
UHF,
satellite.
VHF.
We had
Yeah, you
satellite.
could get like the little channels and shit where you could see a titty and shit and some ass.
No, we
Yeah, you
had
move the antennas the right way with the UHF and the VHF.
now me and Bubs. Now this is the same thing that Jamar does a lot. Like me and Bubs are about the same age difference between me and Jamar.
Mhm.
I don't be remembering stuff like that. Like I don't remember how I remember I had satellite TV.
Right.
When I'm 30, I'm 32.
Okay. Okay. You in the club.
So I don't recall like moving no antennas. Like maybe
Hmm.
that was like a late 90s thing, but
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
but
think
even
I
in the
was
early 2000s, BET Uncut, shoot, that was like damn near 2010,
Yeah. But
2011.
I do think they were moving into the satellite aspect because I did remember when I used to go over one of my friends' house. I had to be like what, maybe like 11, 12 around that time, and we went over not his friend's house, his mother's friend's house, and they had premium channels. The older brother was like 16, 17. He was like, "Y'all want to see something?" They had every premium channel paid for, and here it is on this big ass. You remember them big ass screen TVs, the big box
Mm-hmm.
ones? All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, here it is. This white chick getting blown out on the poolside by this white dude, just right there. And it's like, wow. So again, it goes back to us being conditioned. And I feel like as gay men, because at a young age, we never had a chance to really explore like our peers did, to have partners openly, to express our love openly and to suppress all that. I think that when we became older and we started to kind of, I guess, participate in the hierarchy of the queer community in reference to your looks and your being conventionally attractive. I think in that element, that's why it's so like hypersexual within the queer community, because that was only the ways for us to be affirmed, because we didn't get that
Mm-hmm.
affirmation when we were younger. But I wish that we would have a conversation about being hypersexual, because I don't think there's nothing wrong with being sexual within itself. Like you said, El Teddy, we're sexual beings. I just feel like there can be healthier ways where we can be sexual with each other that is affirming and um has intention and purpose. as opposed for me, I just can't reduce nobody down to their hole. I can't.
Um,
I can't.
I think even to go further and even to talk more on that, just the notion of, and I want people that are not gay to wrap their brains around this. There's a whole thing on growing up and being nurtured, and you kind of grow and learn about sex, coitus, heterosexual,
Hmm.
penis
Hmm.
entering vagina
Birds and bees.
situation,
Hmm.
and all of that, the sit downs and the conversations, and your mom, if you're a girl, may sit down and talk to you. If your dad, they may sit down, older brother, uncle, when you first, in many cases, not all the time, but in many cases, when you first enter into the gay community, you have had zero training, none. You just tossed in the deep end and
Hmm.
said, hey, go for what you know.
Hmm.
And there isn't any easing into this. A lot of times there's no tutorials. You may make some gay friends and they may start to show you the ropes.
Right.
And
Right.
hopefully, you have a friend that knows the right way or learned proper ways of doing things. Otherwise, you could get taught some of the wrong things from
Right.
somebody who claim they know.
Right.
And I think that sometimes that because there is no there isn't that process of you know putting people into that. A lot of times when people do get in the community, they take that dive in, and they've never had the opportunity to express themselves sexually, and baby,
Hmm.
they finna get all of it,
Hmm. Hmm.
all of it.
I
Along,
had a
go ahead,
boyfriend.
Jeremy.
I had a boyfriend from 14 to 18, and that's who I lost my virginity to.
Mm,
Hmm.
So I like me personally, I had, I guess, a different
yeah.
experience.
Mhm.
I mean, nobody taught me anything, but I just looked on YouTube.
Oh,
Or
I
like,
don't mind. I
yeah,
don't mind if you don't mind me asking. I'll say like this: it's easier if you profess to be a top to go in and venture into than it is when you're a bottom, because that's a whole different situation. I
well,
ain't
no,
talking about
I
the
was,
cleaner process.
I've always been versatile. So
And
like,
I ain't even just talking about the cleaning process. I'm talking about the process of that very first time something enters your body and your whole spine and back feel like it's on fire and you just want to die.
My
And you
eyebrows
go,
burning.
listen, that electricity go from stem to stern that first time. Oh, wait, no, this ain't what it's supposed to
now,
be.
like, if we being honest, there's really no, like, nobody can tell you anything to help you through that. Like, nobody gonna. I can assure you, no amount of books, no amount of like, girl, this is how you do. Everybody's
There can be
body
some
is.
prep. There could be some training, or
I
they
mean,
even make the little dilators now that you can buy.
like
Back in the day, I don't know.
like to me, as far as like the cleaning process,
Mm.
that's the most thing that you could probably get advice from people about. But
Hmm.
as far as like actual, like, experiencing,
They can
Right.
teach you how to
Right.
penetration and
breathe.
stuff
You
like
can
that.
breathe through it. You can't breathe. You can't learn to breathe
But
through
I
it.
think what Jeremy
I
is
mean, but I'm
saying.
saying, like, you're gonna have to figure out within your own body
Yeah.
how to best experience that. Like,
Yeah.
I know, like, for example, like the kids nowadays is taking dick way better than I did back in my day. Like, they're going straight from high school right into doing OnlyFans porn, taking
They do.
15
They
inch
do. They be doing it
15-inch
real
dicks. And I was
fast.
like, I mind you, I'm trying to figure out how they even doing that, because I was like, when I was 18, I tried to bottom the first time, and he tried to put that in me, and I hit the ceiling like a cat with thrown into water. Like,
Damn.
it was a painful
It is
experience.
very
But
painful.
honestly, it's gonna be a painful experience because you're young,
Hmm.
your muscles are tighter than they
Hmm.
ever
I'm
have
still like a
been.
newborn baby right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I do think, like, to what Jeremy is saying, like, no shade, you can have all the information, but it's really about the application during the experience. And I do agree with Jeremy. Everybody is different, which I do think if you're trying to have a healthy, intimate experience, one thing that's very important is communication and paying attention to nonverbal cues. You know what I'm saying? Like, be very present in that moment. of course, I don't think nobody wants them to rush all that up
Yeah,
inside them,
nobody wants
but you
that.
still want to like again, it's about paying attention. So if you're being intimate with somebody, you can ask them questions as they're going. You can still communicate with them during that process to make sure that it's easy for them. Because no shade, yes, it is a painful process, but it is also, from what I've heard, a very pleasurable one once you get past the pain part.
From what
And
you heard.
when you, yeah, because I,
For me, I'll say like this, and I learned this. Uh,
um,
uh, um, the more I am attracted to that person, or the more I love that person, the more I have feelings for them, the easier it is for me to, deal with
relax
the
and
shoulder
yeah,
boulder mountain holders, which is why I don't understand why these girls be meeting randoms and they be taking third, and I'll be like, oh, girl, I don't even know you. Wait, as much as
it may be the poppers because I heard that poppers kind of
I
help you to
can't do poppers. I
relax,
can't do that.
chill.
I can't do poppers.
So
I don't.
I
I can't.
understand.
Mm-mm. I just don't. I don't like that lightheaded feeling. I don't like none of it. And you got tops out here using poppers because they
Oh
crack
no,
heads and bass heads
mm-mm.
and stuff.
No,
But
my
that's a
poppers is
whole different
weed.
story.
My poppers is sativa.
I saw your
If it's your
face, Jeremy. I
sativa,
saw your face. Because I'm like, if poppers are supposed to help make you loosen up and open, why are you taking it? If you topping, like, what is your purpose of taking it? If you,
No, I am not. No, I'm not a stranger.
I'm not judging people who take poppers. Take them. I don't have a problem.
I'm not.
I don't take them. I just
I
can't.
am not. I am not a stranger
mhm.
to
A
the
popper or two. Rush.
to the VCR cleaner.
Not the
But
VCR. Be kind, rewind, and you're behind. Yep.
it definitely does make the experience way more pleasurable.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely does. If you're trying to be on the receiving end, I would
hmm
imagine if you're doing it on the giving end, is more so to like just experience like euphoria in the midst of you doing it. But hey, like everybody has their own things.
Right.
I don't think that it's something that you should be doing often because
Right.
that's how a lot of people are getting heart attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
Losing brain cells and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have me and my back in the day when I had a roommate, right? Years ago, I was younger. I was hoeing back then. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I remember if a dude came over and it was just too big, I used to tell my friend, "It's a two shotter," which meant that baby, I got to take two shots before I go in this room. I would
Uh,
take literally two shots to the head. All right, let's get it. Let's go get it.
get
Like,
the
baby, this
edge
a two
off.
shotter, baby. Listen.
nobody want like I don't. I maybe I'm different. I don't want no arm inside of my
Sometimes you don't
throat.
find out
Ooh.
until you there. You didn't. I didn't know until it was there. We here now. Like, oh
But I
shit.
thought you said you was like a self-proclaimed like size queen. Like you want them to have like an arm inside you.
I've never claimed to be a size queen. People try
Yes,
to
you
throw that
did.
on me.
Yes,
You don't
you
want to
did.
spinal
No,
tap L Teddy?
people
L to
throw
L
that
to
on
L
me.
Teddy. L Teddy is a liar. I've watched many of your lives. You
Mm.
I
definitely
do
said that
not.
you
I've
are.
never said I'm a size queen. I do say I have size criteria.
Girl, you say you're
That's
a size
different.
queen.
That's very different. I have size criteria.
Okay, so break down to us the difference between the criteria and being a size queen. What's the difference?
Okay, I don't want you to be like this dude I used to talk to, who my chat calls faux for faux, where he's Diddy size.
What is Diddy size?
We saw his meat in the little video and stuff.
I haven't
I didn't
seen
see it,
anything.
Oh
and I
yeah,
don't
you
want to
don't want
see
to.
it.
It is like a tootsie roll. It is like a tootsie.
Jamar even
Oh,
said it. He says, "El Teddy, you have absolutely said you're a size queen."
I have not. Don't.
Yes, you have. You literally said that verbatim. I think it was actually a couple weeks ago, or
uh-oh.
it was around the time when we were.
Uh-oh. I'm getting all the tea.
Anyway,
Let's move
my
on. I don't even want to bring that up.
well, no, I do have size criteria. I don't want nobody that is like Diddy size. But if you got, I can work with somebody. If they come over here, they're a good 6 inches. I could do that.
So what's the cutoff point for you then?
I really don't want you in the double digits. Once you get to double
Ooh.
digits, you're limiting the amount of times that we're gonna have sex. I'm
Oh
just gonna be
wow. Okay.
honest.
Okay.
No, El
No,
Teddy.
no, wait a minute. I just want the record to reflect that Bub just did the okay, duly noted. Let me tuck my double
What?
double digits
Don't put it
away.
on me.
He,
The people in the comments saying
he
now
did
L
the
Teddy.
whole. Oh, okay,
Uh-uh. L
duly
Teddy, you
noted.
MC said your size queen.
L-
Now L Teddy.
Because
L
like I'm
Teddy.
like now
L
it would
Teddy's
be
a
different.
size
It now
queen.
like just because I'm not on this channel like on the lives don't mean that I'm not watching.
Watch.
I've definitely seen you say that in multiple
Ah.
I
lives.
have been maliciously maligned.
So for you to deny that at like in front of me is actually nuts.
Oh boy.
Not Jamar saying you have a size criteria is like calling a janitor a sanitations manager.
Yeah,
Oh my lord. Y'all leave L Teddy alone. Come on, y'all.
That ain't bothering me. God.
and you
Anyway,
and,
which
and
I
then
mean,
and then he would go on to talk about the trade and how trade was swinging, how they had like an arm back there, whatever, like down there and everything. You never once said, "Oh, it can't be." You made it seem as if it needed to be around double digits,
no, no, no,
so
no,
you
no,
could
no, no,
so
no,
you
no,
could feel something.
no, 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 no. There's a reason my walls are still
Who
intact.
can feel?
Anyway,
Yo,
oh
it'd be
God,
so
I'm
good
so
Teddy show without these glasses on.
God. It's just I've been so maliciously maligned today. Anyway, just to transition, I think this leads to a great conversation about the fact that there is the erasure or eradication of our representation in media
Mm-hmm.
on screen,
Mm-hmm.
where maybe about 10 or 15 years ago we started to see much more
Representation.
examples of us
Mm-hmm.
representation. I ain't talking about just gay people, I'm talking about black gay
Right.
people.
Right.
And you started to, we're over here thinking, the tides are turning, and things are getting better and all
Mm-hmm.
of this stuff. And now there is the erasure of our specific representation.
Right.
They want to limit us to basically being the pocket punks on the housewives shows, or thinking that everybody has to be in ballroom. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not, and I don't have any problem with ballroom. I love ballroom. I love people that are, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not the only way we show up
Right.
as a community of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, am I looking at this wrong? Because I just literally, I was trying to think, do I see any place where I can say there's some black gay representation? And I may be forgetting some. Can y'all help me with
As
this?
far as what? As far as like what avenue?
And as far as in media,
I
I
mean,
would
you, I
say
mean, you,
even
I mean,
in
you had Saucy Santana, you had Lil Nas X, Duran Bernard,
Shout out
you
to
had,
Duran. Yeah.
shout out to Duran.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
you have
You don't have Saucy a lot no more.
the black gay man who Kalen,
I think I've heard of him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, Kalen.
Mm-hmm.
Where would I know him from?
He hosted the final season of the Ellen Show.
The Ellen show been off like 10 years, haven't it?
Yeah, but I was saying that he
But
was
no,
on.
that's my point. My point is like today, 2026,
Mm-hmm.
there's been an erasure of our community in media. Uh,
Kalen Allen. Yes. Now I have to have my drugs with me.
Oh, I already got my edible. I'm good. So I'm.
Y'all, I have a really bad sweet tooth,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
and like
I don't even know why you listening to these people in the chat. Please ignore these people in the chat. You see how they lied on me, God?
we didn't lie on you, El Teddy. You lied on you.
Mm-mm.
Oh God.
Watch, it's gonna be a compilation video of all the times L Teddy said
I'm a size queen.
somebody gonna jump on it. Watch.
And I guarantee you there will be a thousand points of videos of reference to recall those times because you said it even
But
2 weeks ago.
again, why should men not be able to have sex if they have large pieces? They need somewhere to put it too.
Nobody said that they shouldn't.
Oh.
Anyway, back to representation. Today, Jeremy, 2026, where is our representation? I'll say
Um,
let's go TV first, and then we have more representation in music than we do in television. But I just don't see anywhere if I'm a young black gay teenager, coming up, do I see
Mhm.
representation of myself on TV and the representations that I may see because and this is going to come out real harsh and divisive, and I'm going to say it with the fullness in my chest, and don't give a shit how nobody feel on this screen or in the chat. I don't all the time think that Saucy Santana is the best representation of the black gay community, and I'm gonna just call it
Mhm.
what it is.
Mhm. Mhm. I can understand. I can understand that there is like
There's a spectrum though, but that's
this.
just me. That's just my
Yeah,
own personal
but
gripe. Though.
I just feel like, to your point, there isn't enough healthy representation to show the diversities or the intersections within the queer community. It's just certain ones, and no shade. I feel like the certain ones that are put there, I do believe they should be there because again, there is this big attack against gay men who are feminine, especially if you are a darker skinned gay man that's feminine. So I feel like we do need to uplift and highlight the feminine aspect of the queer community because that's the part that's demonized the most. When it comes down to masculine, you really don't hear that much about it. But
But you don't see that much of it either.
but I'm saying you have like outside of those like five people that I had named earlier, you still have Billy Porter,
yeah, yeah.
You have Coleman Domingo,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Hmm.
and
mm-hmm,
you have Frank Ocean. You know,
mm-hmm,
Frank Ocean ain't did nothing
you
in
have
50 years.
you have Alex Newell.
mm-hmm,
I love Alex. I love Alex.
You have like Wilson Cruz.
mm-hmm.
Wilson Cruz ain't did nothing since Noah's Ark, really.
I mean, you
And shout
like
out to Noah's Ark.
Shout out to Noah's Ark. We
Because that
love
was the
Noah's
only show that to me when I was watching the younger was like a good representation.
Karamo Brown, La Roach. I'm pretty sure there's some more. Like one of them was even at the Met Gala. He's an actor. I forgot what his name was. But and also he was invited to that Beyonce Jay-Z after party, like the gold party that they do. He's like what was his name? What is his name?
I'm trying to remember because I watched the Met Gala and I'm trying to remember who you're talking about. But again, what you have
Not
is
Tyler Perry, Lord.
oh dear Lord.
Okay.
What you have is um I think that
Jeremy Pope, that's his name.
Okay.
oh yeah, I
I know
love
Jerry Cole
Jeremy.
is,
Well,
yeah.
that's the
Mm-hmm.
case. We're gonna do Dylan Burnside too. They're still doing their things as well. What I the reason that I think that for me, and I'll speak for the rest of you all, I enjoy what people like Indario are doing and
Mm-hmm.
people that Greg are doing is at least
Who is
giving
Greg?
Greg does the real life reality shows like real life and music and real life. He does similar to what Chasen is.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Oh,
um
interesting.
but I think that they at least give a look into some parts of us. I don't think they do all parts,
Mm-hmm.
but at least there's some, you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes I'm really hard on them because they are in a lot of cases one of few representations that we have. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
representing me and my community to the outside world, I want to have something to say about it. And some
Mm-hmm.
of the fuckery that y'all got going on. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I because Jeremy, you be giving them girls the blues over there. You do.
Who,
And
me?
yes, you don't know. Not
I
her.
do.
No, yes, you,
Uh-oh.
Jeremy. Don't do that,
It
Jeremy.
comes the
Now you
reverse
talked
Uno
about me
card.
earlier. You be over there skull dragging people.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
Like
do. Ask the chat.
now you can
Ask the chat.
now I can say
You be
that
skull dragging people.
that if you had caught me reviewing circa 2022, 2023, maybe even 2024,
Mm-hmm.
I was carrying, but I made a vow and a promise in 2025 to be more
Mm,
reasonable and be more kinder and constructive
mm,
and less
Mm-hmm.
like, draggy. So like
mm.
especially this past season, I was more so kind. Like the bitches who was dragging them was Carl.
Mm.
He was really dragging these hoes. Like
Well,
I get
I be on that with Ebby and really be, and they be dragging people, and I be having to be the voice of reason and the nice one. And they
Uh-oh.
be over there dragging people. The people be making whole Instagram lives with Jeremy. I mean, not Jeremy. We're really being Ebby. I be over here just being a nice one to
yeah,
everybody.
like, and on top of that, like I was very kind this season
Mm-hmm.
because like number one, I kind of like I think I maybe helped film one of the scenes that was like the focal point of the season, and then on top of that, I have met all of them, and I don't want to like complicate things between Jamar and the cast because if I say some real fucked up shit about bitches, and then he want like I'm visiting for like the weekend, and like
Mm-hmm.
he don't want to leave me at the house by myself, so he wants me to come and like help or like be around while he's filming. I don't want to make anybody else uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be very cautious now with what I say, although I'm always going to be uncut, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Okay.
Like that third, fourth season of Dallas was probably the nastiest I could ever get.
Mm.
Mm.
So let me ask you this then, L Teddy. What representation would you think would be good for the community?
I would like to have an ensemble cast with
Okay.
us. I'd like to have see an ensemble cast
Mm-hmm.
with us. And I don't want to revisit Noah's Ark because Noah's Ark had its place and its time.
Understandable. Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah.
like to see an ensemble cast with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that can come in whatever form it comes in. That can come in a sitcom. It can come in the form of a drama. It can come in the form of reality television.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want, and I know there probably are, especially in the first iterations of anything. I don't want to always fit into those tropes that they put us in. You know what I'm saying? Like we always become a caricature.
Hmm.
They always want to make us a caricature. We always have to fit into this trope that they have in their mind of us, and that's all we are. And I think we're so multifaceted, and we
Right.
have so many
Yeah.
So instead of
colors.
being the comedic relief or just being the person who's the accessory,
Or the
the
handbag.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
The
all us ain't
handbag.
stylists and rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear. Most of us are professionals. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
real jobs. Are doing great things. Are well educated, credentialed.
That's and
Phenomenally gifted, and
literally that's like me, Jamar, and the Chasing panel. I had this conversation about chasing. I was like, it would be nice to see what bitches do in their regular. Because I was like, I know y'all not funding y'all lifestyles on this rap music. Because let's
right.
be real.
Let's be
Mm-hmm.
But
clear.
like, it's about people chasing, like, chasing, like, I guess their dreams or whatever the case may be. And I was like, it would be really nice to see somebody like chasing their dream to be in finance, chasing their dreams to like
Mm-hmm.
graduate college, try to go through
Maybe they're in
college.
law school, trying to, get a
Yeah,
law degree,
Right.
anything. Maybe they're in medical school. Maybe they studying to be a CNA, and I don't know, but everybody can't be, a stylist because
right.
then
Like everybody is like the reality of really being in chase is that everybody ain't a motherfucking rapper.
right,
Mm-hmm.
And
that
just
ain't how
because
you keeping the lights on.
just because you can get a mic and rap, don't mean that you should,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay too.
And,
Y'all
and,
look
and in a
at the
lot of
camera.
cases, and, dear God, what's so sad is in a lot of cases, these girls are better in their regular 9 to 5. Like they're more accomplished there than they are with this,
But
notion and dream of, being a
I
rapper.
would, but to your point, I would love to be able to see more of the drive because there was a show that I reviewed or whatever called Surviving 305, with one of the co-stars from one of the come up franchises, and it really showcased a lot of things that I think a lot of people would not want to show, which is all the grit, the grime, the actual chasing of it, because everything has to be so packaged and perfect, and we're showing up in this way as opposed to just showing up organically. But I do feel like, unfortunately, with those people, a lot of
Look
the
at Jamar.
audience will sit up there and call it to be something that's boring because where's the drama? Where is all this other type of stuff? And no shade, there can still be healthy drama in your ordinary life. For again, like the examples y'all said, somebody graduating law school. Okay, I have to try to meet the bar. I may fail. I have to try again. You know what I'm saying? Like the real ish. I would like to
I,
see more of that.
I think the drama is not in their avocation or their work or their job. The drama is the person, because
Mm,
when we see the drama with these people, it's not when they're doing these alleged rap performances and all of that. It's That's not when we see the drama between
mm,
them. The drama is when they get together and have these little get-togethers, events that they try to throw. That's
mm,
when the drama comes. So I think
mm,
the drama can come regardless of how show up in terms of your profession, career, job, or whatnot. I
mm,
think, and I think we sell ourselves short when we think, oh, only these types of people can have drama. Hell, we all probably worked in corporate America and know some of the most drama filled motherfuckers I ever met in my life. They
mhm,
just ain't
mhm,
shit.
mhm, mhm.
I still got a couple of them hoes I want to push down the stairs. I'm just saying.
Well, as far as like me, I'm a little bit socially awkward. And like I have like a little bit of social anxiety. So when it comes to
I
like
have a little of
me
that too. Yeah.
when it
Mhm.
comes like to me and like corporate America, I really don't even talk at work. I just really just keep my head down and do my work and go home.
Right.
And
Right.
then my life begins afterwards. But like while I'm there, shit, I'm just a computer.
Right.
Oh God,
You
I
just
wish
going there doing your shit and leaving. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah,
I've never
like
been like that at work. I've always, like, every job that I've ever had, every career, I've always, even times where I've tried to sit in the background and not do anything and stay quiet, I always hey, come up here. Yeah, you look like you might come up here. Wait, I'm over here now. So I've always been thrust into positions of leadership and power for some reason. Yeah, I got a couple people, Paul, I want to push down the goddamn stairs, and they know I do. I've bumped a few
but
people a
you're
few
like a
times.
teacher, right?
Huh?
You're a teacher, right?
And now I work in corporate America. I do professional development.
Okay.
I
Also,
am.
like when did you stop teaching?
Oh, this I got an opportunity some years back. Oh, this has been some years
You're
now.
back. Okay,
Hmm.
period.
Yeah,
So like I thought like I was wondering what corporate America was like for I guess like the teaching aspect as like a black LGBT
I
like
believe it or not, before I left teaching, I was working on the district level. So I was teaching the teachers at that point,
Mm,
doing professional development still at that time. But so that was more on the corporate, I guess you would say, side of education, where you get into the monies, you get into all of the policies and state laws and things like that that goes into the superstructure of education in any place. And that's why I can say wholeheartedly, yes, a lot of goddamn drama, a lot, a lot. Dear Lord, a lot. Matter of fact, that's how I got to where I am now. But just to go further in the conversation,
mhm,
talking about corporate America and talking about just America in general, where we are, and we just talked about the erasure of us in media
mhm.
and entertainment. But even I'm being older than everybody here. I remember
yes.
the times with don't do that. I remember the times when I remember the times when it was not okay to be open, and it was not, as the world wasn't as open as it is now.
Mhm.
I lived through that.
Mhm.
And we are coming to a place in our country where people, maybe your age, Jeremy, and maybe even your age, Bubs, will have to experience things that you've never experienced in your lifetime as a gay person.
Mhm.
And it's almost like they're trying to push the community back into the closet,
Mhm.
close the door,
Mhm.
and seal it.
Mhm.
Uh, um, and
Mhm.
and I know what that was like. You know what I'm saying? So my fear is many in our community don't see it coming, are willfully ignorant on a lot of things that are happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when it finally happens, I'm afraid of how they're going to react. One, and it may be the fact that it'll be too late by
Mm-hmm.
the time some people wake up. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I grew up in a very rough environment.
Mm-hmm.
I've just tried to refine myself over the years, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was growing up, my family are really mostly all gang affiliated or
Oh.
gang don't know any gang members, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in very like tough areas. I was raised in Section 8, so
Mm-hmm.
just be walking down the street, be like, "Bitch, I'm gay." It wasn't like that. I like at least until I had got like 17 to 18, after like years of my cousins like fist fighting me to learn how to defend myself, that I had the confidence that if anybody
Mm-hmm.
approached me about my sexuality, I wouldn't have any problem whooping anybody ass regarding my sexuality. However, like it was never like, "Oh, this is just an open time for you." Like it was only about a year or so before I had graduated high school that "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" was repealed, and then subsequently afterwards, gay marriage was put into effect during Obama's presidency. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, like I came probably what you would mostly think of as like the tail end of like that type of struggle experience,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always been very understanding of the fact that things can always be reverted back, and I do experience like a lot of anxiety about that and a lot of anger too, because I feel like a lot of people are not talking about it, but then again, a lot of people have self internalized homophobia,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know.
I,
So,
it's even so bad. Like we were just talking about teaching in Florida. If you are a gay teacher, you cannot express your sexuality at all. Like how a lot of teachers, they may have their families on
On
the
their desk.
on their
Mm-hmm.
desk. No, you're not having any parts of that. Cannot. No outward expression of any parts of that as an educator, you know what I'm saying. And even like if you go to events, they may tell you that you can't do certain school events if and I'm not being hyperbolic, these are actual laws on the books.
Mm-hmm.
And so these to me it becomes scary times where we see, how if we equate it to the white black issues or issues of racism, you see the racists are emboldened now, the
Mm-hmm.
racists are overt now and no longer being covert about their
Mm-hmm.
racism. They're saying it with the fullness of their chest. Look
Mm-hmm.
at how the manosphere is expressing their homophobia and transphobia with the fullness of
You
their
know.
chest, and are not shy about it, and are willing to say all of it. Whereas there was a time where you would, talk around it or talk in code about it. Now they're just wide open with it on big major platforms. This
Yeah.
ain't just
Yeah.
some regular random on a small, platform. These are people with huge platforms
Yeah.
saying all of these horrible things, and I think that, and I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts about this. Um, I think everybody seems to believe that those letters, I say this all the time in the LGBTQ plus community, are like this, and we're really not. They're separate experiences, separate life experience. And I say that
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the gay community has nothing to do with the trans community, and I see a lot, not all, but a lot of people have removed themselves from what's going on with the transphobia in this country and
yeah.
what our country is doing with the trans community, not knowing that is going to encapsulate all of us. They absolutely will lump us all together then and
Yeah.
say, no, it ain't just the trans
Well,
community, it's all you
well,
bastards.
that's because again to them, and I was just doing my last live responding to a red pill ideology. That's what they believe. They believe all of it is gay. They just believe
Hmm.
that trans is just another evolutionary step in gayness. I've heard somebody say that trans women are nothing but just very very feminine, flamboyant gay men, and it's like very
Yeah,
irritating
that's
to
not
hear
it.
that because it's like you have people like you said. I feel like LGBT, ABCDEH, HGTV, all that is put together because this dominant society has lumped us all together, and because we are uh, we're able to be public now. We're able to explore in the light now as opposed to the darkness. There are other things that are coming up. And it's like we have all this information here to literally just treat people with basic, you know, decent human kindness. But it's still the ignorance because, again, you have people like Amir Odom, who
Mm,
is a pick me gay, who
mhm,
literally is saying, "Well, we're removed from the TQI plus," not realizing that they're going to start with the TQI plus and move their ass backwards. Because when you hear these red pill spaces talk, they're not just talking about trans people; they're literally saying that queer people like us are mentally ill. So they're
mhm.
going to lump us all together. And to Jeremy's point, I do feel some type of way and feel angry because I don't see a lot of content creators, especially Black queer content creators, bringing this up. And even the people who are Black and align with more of a conservative Republican or Christian nationalist type of perspective, what these ignorant bastards don't understand is that that same thing that you're defending is going to eat you up too. It's just a matter of
Yeah,
time.
that's
You're just at the back of the line.
yeah, that's why I can't stand the church queen or the
Well, we'll
church
get to the church queens in a minute,
I do
buddy.
want to smash one. I do want to smash one. But other than that, go ahead.
or like or like religion in general. Like I feel that in regards to religion, hear me out when I say this.
Say it with the fullness of your chest. I ain't mad about it. It's
Mhm.
a safe space. Unless you're a size queen. And glad I'm not
Up,
one.
up.
I just like I just I don't know how brash to be.
As brash as you want. This is my channel. You know, we do it all over
I
here.
feel like religion is for dumb bitches.
Mm.
I feel like religion is for dumb bitches
Uh-oh.
and bitches who are lazy. I feel that way, and I can stand 10 toes behind that thought and an opinion. I feel like a lot of times, and this is the way I feel about it. I feel like
Mhm.
our world is very spiritual, very metaphysical.
Correct.
If you ask me, I believe that our purpose here, we all have different soul contracts, soul missions, and we come to this earth multitude of times to learn through different pitfalls that we have, through different things that we've experienced, to go
Mhm.
back to refine your soul, to be closer to the supreme,
Mhm,
to become one with source, right?
mhm, mhm,
But in ways that you can kind of help propel yourself and refine yourself in this realm of life can be religion. So let's say if you struggle like with lust in a previous life, you can springboard yourself into a religious headspace, depend on God, and then you can abstain yourself from that, but it's a crutch
mhm,
because the main part of what people don't understand is God has given a piece of himself into every single one of us, so that intuitive or that voice that you hear in your subconscious is really just echoes of yourself.
hmm.
But it's just way easier to just lean on like Sky Daddy gonna fix it all for me.
Wait, not
Sky
if you
Daddy,
said
Sky
Sky
Daddy,
Daddy.
Sky Daddy don't make no mistakes.
And then on top of that,
Sky Daddy said what he said. See, it's
Oh.
okay for me to hate you bitches because Sky Daddy said right here in Leviticus
Mm,
mhm,
mm,
mhm,
that
mhm,
this is
mhm,
the
mm,
right way. See, we
mhm,
mm,
carry hate into the afterlife and we all go to heaven
mm.
and hate gay people together. Don't this make sense to you faggots?
Who's going to tell them that God did not write the Bible, that men
but when you
wrote the
tell
Bible,
them
but
that,
nobody
but
wants
see, but
to
when you
talk
tell
about
them
it?
that, they become, because again, it's funny because they sit up here and talk about transness as far as identity, but not realizing if you want to play that game from their perspective, you and the trans community is doing the exact same thing. You are giving your identity over to something completely. And how can you connect to something if there's no element of me to connect with? So what Jeremy is saying, I do agree with as far as I do believe also that this is a spiritual and metaphysical world. And I feel like with any sort of spiritual practice, if you can utilize it in a way to enhance yourself, not to use it as a book to judge other people to make myself feel like I'm closer to God or my prayer is going to be answered because I'm calling out this sin. Like, no, you're working on yourself. But organized religion teaches you to not have an identity for yourself. You have to give up yourself completely. You have to
Yeah,
be a new creature, not a refurbished one,
yeah.
not a used one, but a new one. And to Jeremy's point, that is a crutch because you'll never be able to really connect to God if, and on top of that, like, how do you expect queer people? And we were supposed to have someone else here that I want to hear their perspective because they are still connected to others, to Christianity. But it's like,
Maybe it was meant to be because
Mm.
I probably would be underneath somebody's skin.
oh. I mean, but and
Well,
I think we need to have,
probably not. Probably not. Believe it or not,
yeah,
I fully will. I tell people all the time, if Jesus the Christ was here today, he would not be a part of the Christian religion.
no, no, no. He would
Not
probably
at
be the
all.
ones calling them out because they're the
Yeah,
ones operating in the
not at all.
Pharisees and Sadducees spiritual aspect. You literally have people right now, especially that are conservative, that are saying that, oh, Jesus was too soft.
There is no Jesus.
Uh-oh.
That's the thing. Is it like I'm like the Sky Daddy thing don't make sense to me. Like
Understandable.
mind you, I have like I swear to God, I even had a religious psychosis in
Mm-hmm.
2021.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like and how I had deleted all this because I've always been very interested. I'm an only child, so I've
Mm-hmm.
always been very introspective and
Mm-hmm.
very intuitive and aware, and I've always felt like something in my life was missing. I felt that when I
Mm-hmm.
was in church, I felt like I was getting closer to something, but it just was not right. I feel like it was something still missing. I
Mm-hmm.
left the church, ended up going back to the church,
Mm-hmm.
and I started to like see things differently after I
Mm-hmm.
went. I was like, this just feels very superficial, just very
Mm-hmm.
one dimensional. And I feel like God is way more than that. I feel
Exactly.
like God is way more than what this understanding of him is or them. I don't even think God has a gender.
He
So
doesn't.
like
He, she, they don't. It
It's a
does not.
spirit.
It does not have
It's
a
an
gender.
energy source.
It's
Yeah.
an inner right. It does not have a
Mm-hmm.
gender. I will say this that I just I feel like people. Now I'm trying to pick my word.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear Lord. But I do believe that religion today, and I'm gonna just speak frankly, religion today is no more than the plantation was back in the 17
oh,
and
oh
1600s.
you man of intelligence.
Mhm. The
You man,
plantation has just been expanded.
you man of intellect.
Mhm.
It is
It's,
slavery,
it's
like
nothing more.
Sky Daddy
Now,
said it. I'm gonna listen
now
to my
let me
Sky Daddy. It's like
I
it's
can thread the
slavery.
needle. I can thread the needle and say I absolutely believe in the deity. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Absolutely do. Have no problem. But the outward expression of how people believe that deity would like us to be, behave, and everything is flawed. It is
Mhm.
wrong.
Mhm.
What I think the first major issue that I have with the church, organized religion, and how they approach people like myself, who is an actively open gay individual, is even some churches that claim to be okay with homosexuals. I'm not talking about the affirming churches. I'm talking
Mhm.
about even some churches that claim to be. They approach it from a point of tolerance. They approach it from the perspective of we know you're wrong,
Mhm.
and as
Mhm.
long as you're here with us longer, you'll change, and
Mhm.
you won't do that anymore. As if the same great deity that we profess to believe in purposely decided to play some cruel joke on a whole group of people. Say, yeah, I'm just gonna give y'all just some extra stuff and have
Mm.
everybody else thinking that that's wrong. Even though we see that expressed in every other species within the animal kingdom
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
well, but this
Mhm.
one species. I'll let you go, Jeremy. I saw you had your hand up. Go ahead, because I was about to go on
And
the
then,
road. I was
like,
about
and
to go on a
like, and
tirade.
like, and like, religion literally breeds stupidity, hypocrisy, paradoxes that don't even make sense. You hate trans women because they are really men. That's what y'all say,
Mhm.
and they don't want to accept that they're not women. However, y'all say that gay men are wrong because like we were brought here to mate with women to be fruitful and multiply, but you want me to believe that there's a male deity with no female deity that somehow managed to birth themselves a son. Is that therefore not like not intersexed, transgender, like non-gendered? Because all that's being said, if you actually read the Bible, which I did, front and back, New Testament, Old Testament. They always said that Jesus was there before he even got into the physical realm via a 14, 13-year-old girl
Mm.
underage that got
Mm.
pregnant.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
so if he was already, who brought this son into fruition spiritually if it was not a female and male deity? So you just telling me niggas in the spirit world can just pop out babies, but y'all have a problem with it when they want to do it here?
And then on top of that, can't even really heal a cold. So what connection are you really connected to if that is the case? But again, we know that that book is first of all not even the complete book. There are lost books, and then
Yeah, there
secondly,
are.
that
It's
book
not even
is
written in order. It's
used
not
Yeah, it's
even
called
as
written
it's
in
called
order.
it's called the Apocrypha.
it's
Well, the
there's so
Deuteronomical and or Apocryphal, but even with the Apocrypha, you still, when all of this was canonized, you got to remember they left out even more scriptures there. I'm waiting for the first pastor to give me the real, true, and really do their study. Talk to me about the real gay goals. Let's go back to the days of David and Jonathan, shall we?
and how according to the narrative, Christ ended up healing a Satirian man's lover that
If
didn't
you
have a
look
problem with it or nothing.
if you study not the Hebrew but the Aramaic
Hmm.
of that segment of scripture, they were not just best friends. That was what they put in the translations. In the
Hmm.
original Aramaic, they were lovers.
You're talking about David and
And
his
Jonathan.
yes.
And hell, they even say that King James was really a queen. So at
He
this damn
was King
point,
James
like,
who commissioned the canonization of the Bible.
but
Yes, he
but
absolutely
but
was.
but
And he
look at
wrote
it.
and he wrote the Bible of demonology.
Here's the thing that's so funny. These people who spend so much time speaking against queer people, and let's take it to the whole conservative white Christian and nationalist aspect. Y'all have so much hostility towards the queer community, but somehow, whenever y'all congregate, grinder happens that go through a stroke whenever y'all come around.
Conveniently.
Every time. This is a pattern here. So that book has been used as a tool of oppression, and the fact that we're living in the information age where people can really study to show themselves approved, not just
But
listen
that
to
goes
what your
back to what
pastor or
Jeremy
someone
said.
else
That's
said.
not easy. Bubs, that's not easy. It's easy to just believe what people tell you to do. That's the like most people are lazy. Remember, we're living in the information age.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
want it
and
brought
that,
but
right to them. They don't want to have to think. They want to AI everything and not have to think, not have to do any critical thinking. So if I
listen.
got this man on this pulpit thinking for me, telling me what I should think, that's much easier, especially if it aligns with my
but
sexuality.
yet your prayer not answered though, and
Like
this man has all the answers.
can I say this?
Go ahead. Yeah. Mhm.
This is so important. I really want people to understand this. Is that like when I say that like people who follow religion are dumb bitches, I don't mean that people who believe in something are dumb bitches. What I mean by that is like I believe religions are tools for you to refine your soul, right? Your soul, right? But that does not mean that people have not infiltrated different systems to try to implement their own thought processes. I think that the most and authentic way to make sure that you accomplish the things that you're supposed to accomplish in this life via your soul's mission, your soul's your soul contract is to take the responsibility spiritually for yourself. Don't blame or don't just I'm just gonna lean on Jesus. I'm just gonna lean on God. That's all I know how to do. You have to take that responsibility for your spirit, for yourself, for your own actions. It's so easy to be a fucked up person and just say, God gonna forgive me. God ain't finished with me yet. Rather than taking that mirror, looking back at yourself and saying that these are things I need to
Mhm,
fix.
mhm,
Imagine,
mhm,
imagine yourself as this. You went to the world, you did all of these atrocities, right? You
mhm,
die, you have to go into a resting place. You have to prepare your soul for a new mission to go and learn from the last life that you live. You go and you find yourself into Christianity, like to Islamic religions or whatever religion that you identify with in that next life, right? Then all of a sudden, mind you, you're here to refine yourself. You're here to learn yourself through those lessons that you did not get a grasp of the last time that you were here,
mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm,
But
mhm,
now you bred laziness. Now you don't take responsibility for your own spiritual growth. You
mhm,
attribute everything to a deity. God's going to see it through. God's going to do it. No,
mm.
you're supposed to bring everything for yourself into fruition, and then therefore
Great.
when you get to the other side afterwards you have evolved spiritually. It is a crutch.
I remember and I think especially those of us who critically think, I think that at some point you always have a, like you said earlier, Jeremy, a religious reckoning where it's just that it's just not adding, and there's just this fight, right? And I remember the first time I had one, it was when I was raised by my grandmother, and I remember when she passed away.
Mhm,
It was painful.
mhm,
She suffered a lot,
mhm,
and and I remember thinking to myself, here you have someone who, in all estimations, did it right,
mhm,
followed all of the things, did all of the things that you were supposed to do,
mhm,
believed what the people gave, probably in her lifetime, probably in the millions of dollars. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? You add it all up
mhm,
cumulatively
mhm,
to someone and to these people. And when it was all said and done, these people didn't give a damn. That
mhm,
was my first reckoning with the church first. My second reckoning was with the deity himself, because I remember when I got the call and I had my last, she was gone, and I got to, have a moment with her by myself. And I walked out and I went to my car and I said, "Hey, bruh, we need to have a conversation." I was like, I'm talking to you. Hey,
mhm,
bruh, we need to talk about this shit.
mhm,
Going the fuck off. Because I
mhm,
said all of this shit that y'all told me don't the fuck make sense.
mhm,
It don't make sense
mhm,
at
mhm,
all. None of this, and don't tell me sweet by and bys, and when they go on to the great beyond or the ancestral place. What about now?
mhm, mhm,
Fuck
mhm,
that. I had
mhm,
this whole spiritual reckoning. And then I said, and another thing, I had this whole long conversation. I said, and another thing, for the rest of the time that I have breath, I'm going to be the gayest of gay that I can be for myself in the fullness of whatever that expression is. I don't give a shit about,
mhm,
I don't give a shit about how you feel. I talked there. I said, I don't care how you feel. I don't care
mhm,
about how any of these other people feel, because apparently what this has shown me is all of that was for nothing.
mm,
All of that was for nothing.
mhm,
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything but enrich one person, two
mhm,
people. A
Mm-hmm.
couple people who don't give a damn, they gonna come try to preach to us at the funeral and then go on and spend all of the money that was given to them while people over here suffering, living on Section 8, barely making it, got food stamps and everything, and they driving all kinds of cars. Hell nah.
But that's the indoctrinational aspect of it. And as an individual who grew up in organized religion, my father was a deacon, very much in the church, one of the premier families in the church, being young and being a part of many different, given different type of roles of responsibility at a young age, as far as master of ceremonies, or whenever your pastor would go to another church, I was the one that was speaking for the church, representing the church. And again, people, when you take a deity, something that is supposed to give you access to all these things in life or demonize you to hellfire afterwards, and you can't see this thing, then you have people who control the narrative. Oh, well, I can connect to it for you for 49.95. And that's why they can blatantly say, hey, God is telling me that there are 10 people in this room to give $1,000. If you do not heed to this call, your family is cursed. Why the fuck would you say that to somebody, especially in the current climate that we're in now, where people are barely making it? Shouldn't this be the time where the church shows up as the church, but now the church is showing its face? Because again, this is the time to actually walk in that Christ energy. But it was never about Christ energy or love or awareness. It was all about control. That's simply what it was. It's, to Jeremy's point, nothing but just slavery. It's just that the plantation has been expanded, and now it's just not just niggas anymore. It's
I
everybody.
I question the mental stability of people who sit in churches Sunday in and Sunday out while getting castigated, while
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
getting vilified. I question the mental stability of these people because there's no way. These are the same people. That's why I said this is no more than the plantation. These are the
Mm-hmm.
same people that while Massa is whipping somebody, they're like, oh, we can't be like that. Make sure you follow Massa. Ain't trying to come up with an escape plan. Ain't like, it's enough for us to whoop all of these fuckers' ass. Nope, they ain't trying to come up with that. They said, oh no. We got to do what Massa say. We got to do. That's why a lot of these people talk about what they would or would not have done when we
Mm-hmm.
were in slavery days. I can see right now who you would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to a certain degree, at the time, there was a time and place when the church served our community. Absolutely
Oh.
did. There was a time and place. I will admit that there was a time, even once we came here, in my estimation, from Mother Africa, we had hundreds, if not thousands, of languages, religions, cultures. But we had the one thing in common, the fact that we were all black. That was a unifying thing that they could get behind. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we all believed in different deity, religions, and let's be clear, most religions are cross-sectional, meaning a lot of the stories mirror each other because
Exactly.
all of the stories in the Bible are copied from older religions, but they don't want to hear that. They don't want to go to the Horn of Africa where the first religion started, and every story you have in the Bible comes from the Horn of Africa. But that's a whole nother. It don't even come from Egypt. It comes from the Horn of Africa. But that's a whole nother story for a whole
Mm-hmm.
nother day. The
Mm-hmm.
point that I'm making is this: you have had a time when organized religion in some of the slavery times was a unifying point
Mm-hmm.
where they could say, okay, we're going to believe in this religion and deity, and if that is the thing that allows us to go and seek our freedom, if we're using that as the conduit for us to say, let us get up off our duck, get some gumption, and go seek our own freedom and kill every bastard on the way to our freedom, because I'm equating the story of getting of the Canaanite of the Israelites going into the promised land, of me going to my promised land of freedom. Beautiful, great, but it has been bastardized at this point. And when white people started to take over the black church or tried to mirror the black church
Mm-hmm.
right around the time of integration, that's when this shit really started to get bastardized and
Mm-hmm.
demonized.
It was always bastardized to me.
So,
It was just, I mean, it was never a time when Christianity existed that the world was ever made a better place. That never
I,
happened.
I will always say it's the white Christianity. The white
No.
Christianity was the one. Now, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that, Jeremy, because when black Christianity started to align themselves with white Christianity, that is when the shit started to get horrible. That's when the shit started to get oppressive and things like that.
It's always been oppressive. That's the whole point of it, is to oppress.
Mm, yeah.
That's why you have bitches who don't have even autonomy in the Bible to say who they want to be their husband or not. They're
Mm,
getting sold off as sex slaves. That's
mhm,
why in the Bible pedophilia is okay. Rape
mhm,
is okay.
mhm,
Like, as long, like, please, two angels from heaven, don't mess with the two angels. Take my daughter and rape her. It's okay. Any
But I
don't touch the angels from the heavenly place. Don't
But I
do
think
that.
the problem is, I think the problem is this, in my estimation, the
mhm,
problem is people have taken only what they want to take. Let's be clear. If they were truly to be Christians like they say they are, right?
mhm,
To be Christ like,
mhm,
none of the things that these people do, none of the actions that these people have anything to do with Christ,
mhm, mhm,
anything acting like him, or follow any of the things that he said. He never castigated people. He never made people feel bad about what they were doing. All
mhm,
he said was love each other and love God and going on and sin no more. Because in his estimations, he said you got two rules: love each other like you love yourself, and love God. That's it. Whatever you want to do, baby, go ahead and be my
This
guest.
this is
And the
this,
problem is, the
mhm,
problem is this: people want to add on. They have all of these add-ons, and that's where Christianity came with all of these add-ons and additions and agendas. Because every one of those disciples and the ones that later became apostles and the apostles after that, they all had agendas. They all had goddamn agendas. Look at all of the letters they wrote, the letters to Corinth, the letters to
mhm,
Ephesus. They had agendas.
mhm,
And that's where, when Christianity was formed and all of these agendas came, shit got bastardized.
in Old Testament, from all of that stuff written in the Old Testament, Jesus came down and said that he was there to enforce every single one of his father's laws. He said that that's the reason that he came, is in
No, no, no,
Matthew,
no, no, no,
is
no.
in Matthew chapter 5:17. Go
No,
read it.
listen, listen, listen,
That's what he
listen.
said. That is exactly what he said. He was like, I'm not here to change anything. I'm here to enforce it. I'm here to enforce it. The only thing God wanted, the only thing that Jesus came for, so people were not. Now I'm speaking biblically because it's
mhm,
not
Mm-hmm.
like what I believe, but
mhm,
he came so people had to stop doing all the different rituals,
mhm,
because they had to do countless rituals, countless burnt offerings. They didn't have to do that anymore.
mhm,
But
mhm.
outside of all of those other laws, he came to enforce those. That's what he said. That is what he said. And
What
I'm
he
saying,
literally said was, I came to fulfill them. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember the Matthew 17, 5 and 17,
Mhm.
he said, I came not to, I think he said not to destroy the law, but to fulfill the law.
I came,
Right?
he said, do not.
And what that to me, in the clarification of that, or in the study of that, and I'm loving this conversation. To
Mhm.
me, what he was saying is, because the law had already told that there was one that was coming. That's what the Old Testament law. If you go to the Ketuvim, you first hear about it in the Ketuvim. You don't hear it in the Torah,
Mhm.
but you first hear about it in the Ketuvim. That's where you first hear about one that's coming. And when he said that in Matthew 5 and 17, he's saying, I didn't come to, destroy the law. I came to fulfill it. I am what they were talking about. I am the one that was coming.
Mhm.
And by him saying, I am the one that is coming, that means that I will be the law moving forward. That was, most of the understanding of that scripture,
Well,
if I'm not mistaken.
I
I
guess
could be wrong.
I
Very
guess
wrong.
it can all be interpreted differently. If somebody who was from an oppressive regime came to me and said, "I'm not here to abolish none of those laws. I am here to fulfill every single one of those laws," I'm gonna think that that motherfucker is there to fulfill
Understand.
every single one of them damn laws that I have to
Okay.
follow.
And no
Me
shade,
personally.
I can understand both sides because to Jeremy's point, I mean, there's, if I'm not mistaken, over 3,000 different denominations. So these people can't even come to a common consensus on what they actually believe.
That is
But
true.
I can see both sides of it because from El Teddy's point, it's like when you think about the slaves at that time, when they did start to educate themselves to read and to write and to be able to follow this, they ended up finding patrons in that book that kind of shared the same as their African traditions. And like El Teddy said, it's basically just a copy and paste and just throw a
Hmm.
little bit of got me a Cadillac car on top of the shit to kind of make it their own. But to what Jeremy is saying is that that book, that religion is an oppressive one. So even though black people have found something that kind of helped them, because again, for the civil rights movement, the church helped the black community.
Hmm.
But again, because the foundation of it, the structure of it is oppressive, you're not going to get any liberation. It has to oppress you.
And I
And look at
think,
how they're
and I
utilizing it
think that's,
now.
In
and I
this
think
like
that's where organized religion gets it wrong. I don't believe that any one book is supposed to be the manual for this is exactly how your whole life is supposed to go. That's
Correct.
not how it's designed. That's
Hmm.
just not how it goes.
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
supposed to, the Bible is certainly a tool that you can use. And if you find things in the Bible that works for you, that you can apply to your life and allows you to be a better person, baby, go ahead and do that. If you can go to the Quran and find stuff in the Quran that helps you be a better person and
Hmm.
things like that. The one thing that I agree with the Jesus the Christ is the two main things. Love everybody, you know
I
what I'm
agree with
saying?
that.
Be good to everybody and whatever you believe in. If you believe in the rock over there, love whatever rock that is. All of the other stuff, you could really throw it away in my estimation. And that's the problem
I agree with
with
that.
Jeremy, in my estimation. That's the problem with the organized religion because they want to hold you to, oh, don't wear two different pieces of fabric, like they say in Deuteronomy, because that can be an abomination. Remember that? But they don't want to
Hmm.
talk about that. They
Hmm.
don't want to talk about that, right? Women,
or
make sure you don't come out the house when you're on your period, or you could be stoned to death. We don't want to talk about that, do
Or
we?
or how about this one? I'm going to create the heavens and the earth. I'm going to make the first man and woman. I'm going to make the woman from this nigga's rib.
Well,
Hmm.
this is how we
Then
know.
I'm going to put all I'm going to put everybody I'm going to put them into a paradise, but I'm going to put something
But
that
this
they
is how
know
we
that
know the Bible was written by man. This is
that they
why I
know
say,
that they should not be eating. But I know the
that's
before,
why
I
we say
know
the
the
Bible is
after,
flawed.
and I
It's
know,
man written.
but
There are
I
two
know,
stories of creation, remember? Two stories of creation, two stories of the flood. You know, there are multiple stories of the same. It just doesn't make sense when you really take it in and put it all together, which is why it was flawed because it was not written
But
from
it
a
goes
DNA
back to what
level.
you said earlier, El Teddy. A lot of people are not. It's just easier to just listen to what the pastor says. It's just
yes,
easier
Exactly.
to do this.
yes,
It's just
Exactly.
easier to do that. And then when you have individuals who have studied to show thyself approved, who again, if you look at the scriptures to the book, Christ literally said that you will go forth and do far greater works than me. Why are y'all niggas marveling at what I can do? Don't you know you can do the same thing too? They don't focus on that because to Jeremy's point, organized religion, how it's used through the lens of white Christian nationalism, it is a tool of colonizing. It goes back to the saying when the colonizers showed up to our shores, we had the land and they had the Bible. They taught us how to pray. You bow your head,
mm,
close your eyes. When we opened our eyes, we had the book and they had the land. And they're doing it again. That's why a part of me
Hmm.
is nervous. That's why I kind of do the activism that I do because it's like no shade. These people, with them being more overt, it's not the fact of, oh, well, I just don't like gay people. No, you're an abomination. You're sick.
Hmm.
You're twisted. You're vile. You're perverted. And the golden, I guess, scapegoat, we don't want that shit around our children. So now to protect the children, we have to get rid of your ass. So when you talk about like the erasure, before they actually start doing what they really want to do, they have to erase all
Right.
representation of us. Whatever we worked for, destroy it. And look how they were able to destroy a lot of shit.
Bro, but like
Before, go ahead,
but
go ahead, go
you
ahead.
know, completely ignore the fact that we fucking all the children in the Bible. We fucking all these kids. These kids is getting that dick in the Bible, but we ain't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about
Go
that.
take all these people, destroy them, but save the
Yeah,
virgin.
yeah, yeah.
Save
Like,
the
yeah. Oh,
virgin.
yeah. Oh,
Jeremy, no,
be-
Jeremy, I'm gonna tell you the first ass whooping I got in Sunday school for after Sunday school. I got a lot of ass whoopings for Sunday school, right? Because my Sunday school teacher, I remember her name. I'm not gonna call that woman's name, but we did this whole unit, right? About when they left Exodus and went to go claim the promised land. And I raised my hand one good Sunday in Sunday school and got my ass whooped later that night. And I
Hmm.
said, "Hey, sister, blank, blank, blank." I'm gonna leave her name out of it.
Hmm.
How in one part of the Bible did they have these 10 commandments that they were never supposed to break? And three of them said, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's possessions." But then they went on this long journey, stealing from people, killing them, and coveting their possessions. How
Hmm.
were they not breaking the same 10 commandments that you told me that they had to have everywhere on their body and
Yeah, man.
every
I
bit and
bet you, and
everything?
I know you got your ass whooped because
Oh, I got beat out the
you
plate,
ain't shut the fuck up. You ain't supposed to
right?
ask no questions. You just supposed to
Baby,
believe everything
baby,
that
when
Sky
I
Daddy
tell you,
says.
she
That
went and told my grandma that at the church, baby. My grandma said, "Oh, I'm gonna get you when we get home. You wait till we get home." I said, "What did I do?" You, baby, when I tell you I got lit up, you don't be asking no questions in this stuff. I'm supposed to ask questions. You don't be asking no questions. Okay.
it's like they literally are telling you to just be a slave, be dumb, don't question anything, just have blind faith, just be
Yeah,
ignorant to
yeah,
everything that you're
yeah,
actually reading.
yeah.
It is literally I cannot believe how dumb I
Hmm.
was.
Hmm.
I cannot believe how ignorant and stupid I
Hmm.
was in just listening to this shit. And I was like, when I actually read this shit and actually break it down and question, none of this shit makes sense. Why on earth would you even put the tree there if you already knew that they were going to eat from it anyway? Why did you even come out and ask them why the fuck they were hiding? Because they figured out that they were naked, because you already knew that you already knew. Why did we even have to go through all of this?
But then they'll say, "Well, Jeremy, it's based down on free will. God gave us free will, and even though He knows the beginning of the end, we have to make these choices. So if we make the right choice, we'll be okay. But if we make the wrong choice, then this is what's going to happen." They feel like they have an answer to everything, but for
But
me,
that's
it's
when
kind
I
of
hit
like
them
y'all
with
can't
the
manifest nothing.
Okay,
That's when I hit them with the. You
and
said
then
I was created in God's image, right? I would never create something if I know they gonna do the wrong thing. I wouldn't create them and put the thing there for them to do the wrong thing. That just
exactly,
doesn't make
exactly.
sense.
And mind you, they were perfect before. They were untouched. They were innocent. It wasn't until they ate from the fruit because, and mind you, so you got of every. You didn't know that this fucking serpent was there. You didn't know this serpent was there. Why didn't you eradicate this serpent? Because it's assumed that the serpent was either Satan or a fallen angel. Because this had all happened after the Great War. You
Hmm.
know, but like, so how did the serpent even get in here?
No,
How like
oh, no, no, no. Let me tell you where I didn't get a beating for this one because I think she was trying to be nice to me.
That's
Cause,
good.
but I said, like I always did, raise my hand. How did they have two of every creature if they didn't live in every part of the world? Like, how did the penguins get over there? And how did these were my questions. Because I said, I learned in school that there are creatures that live in different parts of the world that only can live in that one part of the world. So, how did they all come to Israel to get in this boat? And how is the boat big enough to fit two of my science teacher told me there are millions of species of animals in the world. How is this boat big enough for that? And then I had another question. I said, she really she let me live for this. I said, Well, how? Because she was like, well, because she tried to explain. She said, well, after they came off the boat, they went and they started to, become more creatures and things like that. And they spread throughout the world. I said, but wouldn't that be evolution?
Yes, and on top of that, right? On top of that, right? Evolution can take millions of years, not just 2000 and something years
Mm.
as well. And where the fuck was the dinosaurs at on this motherfucking boat? Can we talk? We ain't gonna talk about it. Like when you hear, like it, I low key feel like white people just laugh at y'all.
Or no, be like,
White people be cackling at the
no,
stupidity that
no,
y'all
because
have
the
because they
white
be
people
like,
believe this.
they
You
like
got
that.
white people believe the same
I mean, no,
foolishness. I ain't gonna help you.
that's the dumb white people. But the billionaires who really know about this spiritual shit, they be like, I cannot believe they
And
believe
if
this
you were
shit.
trying to kill all of the animals, why a flood? Because the fish and anything living in the water still living. Whales and dolphins, they still living. What the animals did? Like, could you just have done like you had the plagues, right? Could you just put like a disease out there and killed all of the human beings? Animals sitting over there living their best life. They ain't even did nothing.
But it's the fact again that there are plenty of people who believe this and believe this fervently to where when you start to ask questions, look at how you as a child, who again, you're a child, you're supposed to, at that time,
But
you're
wait,
supposed to ask questions. You're asking a question and you got your ass whooped for asking a question.
but
Does
Bubs,
that
Yep.
not seem
but
like
Bubs,
something that's kind of like, what?
Bubs, you want to know what's the most fucked up, evil, maniacal, fucking articulate, fucking thing to tie all of this up in?
What?
In Revelations, they tell you nobody knows the day at a time, but he's coming. Just keep on believing.
And I'm thinking of the psychological aspect of that because I remember I was a child and I remember the first time I had my first orgasm. I was experimenting with uh, one of the neighborhood friends that was when I was experimenting with a lot. And when I first had it, I did not know what happened. I thought I was literally dying because again, there's no information for that, especially if you're queer. So then it's like when I went to church and they started talking about AIDS, I was like, oh shit, I have AIDS. Oh shit, I have AIDS. No, it was to
I
the
didn't mean
point.
to laugh.
No.
I
It
didn't
was
mean to
no.
laugh.
That's what I mean. That's how damaging it is. Like y'all remember the song "Lean on Me" by Kurt Franklin?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Mary J. Blige got to that part talking about that child, I had to turn it down because I'm like, she talking about me. Do you? And I learned that from church. From
Mm.
church, the place that where God's supposed to do all of the healing, all of the miraculous things, can do any and everything but fail. But now, instead of them praying for people who have it, that's how you got it, and that's a judgment from God. If the adults are dealing with this, imagine what the children are dealing with.
Mm.
So it's very destructive used in this way. And the fact that again you have people that are asking questions. If you got your ass whooped as a child, what the fuck do you think they're gonna do to the adults who are asking the questions? The adults who are able to bring all this information up. That's why they want to erase us because they really want to get rid of us. Because when they think of those scriptures, they really think about Leviticus. I forgot which one it is, where it said that they're supposed to be stoned to death. These
I'm gonna
people
tell
literally believe that about us. And I feel like we'll be desperate enough to actually do it.
you why I
Child.
believe in a deity. I'm gonna tell you the one thing that shows me that there is one who ain't with all of the fuck shit that we got going on, especially in organized religion today. The fucking pandemic.
Well, yeah. Of
Because
course.
he said, I'm sick of you bastards. First of all, let me kill all some of you bastards off. And
Oh my
then secondly, let me you know how many people left the church and have never come back
God.
and are
Mhm.
never going back.
I'm
That
never
was
going back.
everybody had to go and sit at home with themselves and their thoughts, and they really had to think, oh shit.
Yeah, you can't go to church. You can't
Oh.
go. You
I
can't
gotta have it
escape
for
that.
myself and know it
Yeah.
for myself.
Mhm.
And Jeremy, you even talked about you had to have your own spiritual reckoning in 2021. It was a lot of people doing that at that time where people started the rose-colored glasses started to come off. And people
Mhm.
started to say, what the fuck am I doing? This
No,
is
like 2021, I had spiritual psychosis, meaning that I had became ultra religious.
Mhm. Mhm.
oh.
Mhm.
Ultra
Mhm.
religious. I
And
Mhm.
had
you had some people that did that too. You had
I had
people
to
go
I
both
had to I
ways.
had to I had to work my way out of that. And then like I have to start asking questions. Like I read a lot of books now.
Good.
But I've always read a lot of books. But this time
Shout
I,
out to
I
the
read, I read, I
people.
read more. I read more informational books. Like for
Yeah.
example, I'm reading this one book by Dolores Cannon called "Between Death and Life," where
Mm.
she's a hypnotherapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
She does past life regression,
Mm-hmm.
and she takes all of these different patients to a point after their past lives death into the spirit world where they went until they reincarnated, and they're all
Mm.
telling the same story, the same
Mm.
Mm.
experiences. They're all giving these backstories about what they've experienced, the reasoning behind the suffering that we go through on a daily basis, the ultimate
Mhm.
goal to become one with the source, how we're all connected, how we all feel the same things. And once you go into the afterlife, you see how we're all interconnected and we're
Mhm.
all a part of one big giant thing that's bigger than a whole. Like you
Great,
you
great.
really begin to learn that type of stuff. But bitches just want to like believe that a fucking eye with 6 rings around it is flying around the fucking earth to tell them to get ready for the fucking
Oh, you don't fuck
revelation.
some people up because even some people in religion have no idea what the actual Bible says that the deity look like, or the
Mhm.
different levels of angels. They have no idea, and
They would
they will
say
call it
everything evil.
witchcraft and
Mhm.
all kinds of other stuff. If
Yep.
they really broke down what it said there,
Mhm.
they would not even believe themselves. But I do want to transition to God. That was a great topic. Y'all did that. I'm so dear Lord, y'all did the fuck out of that.
Jeremy got his prayer shawl, anti-prayer shawl on now.
Mhm. Look at
But
him.
yeah,
Look
but
at him.
like prayers bounce off this shit, bitch. Keep them bitches. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Mm.
Keep your Sky Daddy prayers.
Ah.
Come
Keep
on,
your Sky
Sky
Daddy
Daddy.
prayer. Keep
Lord.
keep your Sky Master prayers to yourself.
We
Uh-oh.
talked a little bit about the fact that religion can be the plantation,
Mhm.
and the plantation is the source of a lot of not just demagoguery, but racism and
Mhm.
bigotry and and
Mhm.
and and, and discrimination, and within, as I call it, the Rainbow Coalition compound, the G corridor,
Mhm.
there's a lot of racism, a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
of racism within the gay community.
Mhm.
A lot. There's a lot of self hate, the same self hate you see in the straight celebrities. I'm going to say it. You
Oh.
see a lot of that in the gay celebrities, because I'm going to shudder to let you tell me one black gay couple where you have two black gay men, probably less than one hand.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about it that are prominent, the prominent
Yeah.
people you see that have, amassed amount of, money, or
Mhm.
wealth, or notoriety.
Mhm.
All of the people who they associate with the black gay community, the big black gays,
Mhm.
the ones that they allow into their circles,
Mhm.
are only the ones that will allow themselves to give white people their bodies. 'Cause that's
Mhm.
all they want is our
Mhm.
bodies. They don't want our emotions. They don't want our intellect. They don't want our spirituality. They only want our bodies. And I noticed that the ones that they prop up, the RuPauls and the Shanties and the Billy Porters, these are all of the ones that will, the Coleman Domingos, all of them. These are all of the ones that will allow their white asses to give them their bodies, and they will not. It seems to me that they want no parts of any black man loving a black man and saying, I don't want your white ass. They don't want any parts of that. Am I wrong in my thing? I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong about things. I mean, Jeremy says I was wrong about saying I'm not a drag
Oh
queen,
Lord.
but
You are.
but am I wrong about that? Like, I just, and and you see that in the straight community as well. So that's not just in the gay community. That's in the straight community as well. But it's still the same.
Yeah, I think it's a certain level of, again, like you said, exclusivity, and a
Hmm.
certain like echelon to hit. Because again, like you said, they don't want our experience, or shall I say, the reality of what it's like to be black in America. Because no shade,
Mm.
I I'm sorry, but not sorry. Black men are top tier to me. I'm sorry. I want to be with the black man. I want to build with the black man. But if someone else comes along who happens to not be black, who's going to love me for who I am, and at the same time be willing to accept all that comes with being with someone who's black, which means that if I'm with your ass and we at your parents in the house for Christmas and your drunk ass grandma starts saying some crazy ish, you need to check her ass right then and there in front of everybody to let her know we don't do that no more, grandma. Hell no, I'm gonna get your ass together. Other than that, it's like no. But uh, I remember I was dating this one dude who was interested in me first. I met him through a friend of mine, and after us talking for a while, we had one intimate situation, and then afterwards, we just stopped. I'm like, "What's going on?" And he told me that, and it's weird. He did not really see himself with me in a relationship because I was not white,
Mm.
but yet I have these good qualities to me. I am showing up in the way that you want me to show up. Again, treat people the way you want to be treated. So I'm treating him the way that I want to be treated. When we were intimate, I made sure that you were completely satisfied. So all these elements are in play, but simply because I'm black, you don't want to be with me. And then when I saw this person end up being with someone who is white, I felt insulted because I'm like, damn, you can't at least get no fine ass white nigga. You getting this old crackhead looking motherfucking girl. That I feel
Mm.
offended in some way from this whole
Maybe like
situation.
maybe the white man was giving up whole.
But this is a person that love giving up whole. I don't think they was verse. So
Mm.
I mean, I
No, they
don't.
did, but everybody's bottom is someone's top.
Mm. I'm glad you try to
I
make
rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
excuses for these
But
people, Jeremy.
but I mean, it's just interesting, like with the self hate and stuff like that, because I think like
You know,
when we look at black relationships, like even you said, it's as far as prominent, you really can't count a lot of same gender loving couples who are black who are at that level.
the one couple that I can remember in my brain is and they just broke up. Uh what's his name from Queen Sugar? Nick Ash.
Mm-hmm.
And he was with the other little light skinned boy. What's his name? Justice Love or something like I can't remember his name.
No.
But they were two black men. Both of them were famous. The other only couple that I can think of right now is Stephen Norfleet and his husband, Stephen Norfleet, who's on the Tyler Perry show,
Mm-hmm.
Ruthless, and he was on Beauty and Black.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, but his husband is a black uh, uh, gay man, and he's a film director as well. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one couple, but it's so few and far between. And
Mm-hmm.
it speaks to here's the irony of all of this, especially when you talk about race, right?
Mm-hmm.
The irony is the superior race is black people coming from mother Africa. Black people birthed the entirety of the species. Black people, go talk to a doctor. Black people have genetically the best parts of the human genome.
Mm-hmm.
We are black people when afforded the same opportunities and sometimes even less opportunities are the
Mm-hmm.
ones who created everything. Every major
Mm-hmm.
invention in this country was
Mm-hmm.
not created by a white person. It was created by a black person, stolen by a white person, and given credit to a white person. Go and
Mm-hmm.
check
Mm-hmm.
the ability to learn language, the ability to learn the arts, culture. We are technically the superior race and have fallen for the notion that these people who are physically, genetically, emotionally, and intellectually inferior,
Mm-hmm.
and there are less of them on the earth,
Mm-hmm.
are somehow the pick of the litter,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really not. And that's the irony of this. Like people have really fallen for thinking that those people are the prize, and they aren't, because everybody's a whore for the next dollar because they feel like white people are going to have more money, and so they're whores for the dollar.
Mm. The dollar, the again, the experiences, the connections, the opportunity to be in spaces like you said they probably normally would not be in, because now they have this ticket to get into the space. And yeah, some people are willing to sell that because some people feel like they want a quote unquote better experience and believe that these people are going to give them the better experience. But to your point, they don't really connect with these people based on who they are. It's based on how you look, or to have some sort of fetish when it comes down to them. Because there's plenty of white men that, oh, can I have some of that BBC? Just all this other type of ish. It's just like, wow. And then of course their whitenesses are gonna always be the,
And then
they
they
have
always, and then they,
privilege.
and
They
then
have
they always
privilege.
want it uncut too.
They want the original shit. Is that a form of colonization too? You trying to colonize in that way too? No matter where you at, just colonization in every aspect, even in sex.
It's
Wow, that shit crazy.
it's so crazy. I talk about all the time how homosexuality and expressions of transgenderism and intersex and ace, all of the letters were prevalent in Mother Africa going back to the dawn of civilization. But
Hmm.
imperialism and colonialism brought in Christianity and forced these African countries to think that they were wrong. And now we have people killing, maiming, putting in prison people just because they are expressing who they are as a person, and then try to say, "Oh, this is Africa and how Africa is." No, it's not. Go learn your own history. Go learn your own fucking history.
Ah.
Any of y'all dated white people or will date white people?
I haven't. I
I've not.
mean,
I've not.
again, if it's somebody who really about some shit and really want to get to know me as a person, I'm not gonna stop love from getting into my life. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna have to put in some work. But no, I've never dated someone who's white. Mm-mm.
I find it funny how a lot of people who, when they do date white people, they always say, "Well, I just can't find a black man that'll do that for me," or "This is just where I found love conveniently." It's always that, and then you go look at their history, and you notice that they were dating black
Mm,
people all the way up until a time where they
mm,
got themselves a little bit of money, and so just like going out to
mm,
get them a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, they went out and got them a white boy
I've
or a white
dated,
girl.
I've dated a white person before.
mm.
I have.
And how was that experience?
What was that like?
Well, it did not end the best.
Okay.
But they had like hit me up on like Jacked or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um And like what I thought was really cool was like they never brought up my race. Like they was just like talking to me like
Mm,
I was just a regular person. Like they did not make the race difference between us like a topic to constantly bring up. So
mm-hmm.
it really made me more comfortable to have a conversation with them. He was like this, I believe like he was like a tech engineer or something like that. And he was like this white, and we actually had the same last name.
Okay. Okay.
Um, he was like this surfer guy, really like these like emerald blue eyes,
Mm-hmm.
real cool dude. Was able to really chop it up, have a really good conversation with me. The sex was okay. It was like I was still trying to get comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
sleeping with somebody that was not black,
Okay.
but like he was a little bit sizey. So
Mm-hmm.
like the condom broke during one of our sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And like this was at a time where like because I feel like when you're young, or at least at that point in time when you used to be young, bitches is different nowadays. Like they be taking raw dick all over the place. But like I had never had unprotected sex before.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like I was panicking. I was like, "Oh my god, like when was the last time you got
Mm-hmm.
checked? When was the last time
Mm-hmm.
you got checked?" And
Mm-hmm.
then like all of a sudden he started to kind of like switch. Like he became a little bit more antagonistic with me, like kind of like making my paranoia rise. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know the reasoning why he was
Mm.
doing that. I was like, why are you being like this? Like, I've never had unprotected sex before.
Right.
Why are you kind of like trying to fan the flames of my paranoia? Like, it was like, have you ever had unprotected sex? Like, that's not answering the question, bitch. Obviously, I have not, if you see my reaction. Like I ended up testing negative, right? But he wanted to like be all up buddy buddy again after that. I was like, I could never look at him the same. I was like,
Mhm.
the way that you played with my mental health, like during that moment, I would never fuck with you
Yeah,
again.
that's a big ass red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like after that, I had to like cut it off. It was like it was dead after that to me, and I never really dated a white man after that.
Hmm.
Cause like number
Mhm.
one, like I just like black men, to be honest. I feel like our bodies feel warmer, feels hotter. It feels more alive. I feel like with white people, they just don't. I don't feel like the same type of like chemistry and body heat that I feel with somebody that's black.
Jeremy
Mm.
say he need that heat.
Yeah, like
I
they
ain't
have
mad
like
at it. I do need to feel that heat going through that vein that goes down the middle of the. I'm just saying.
oh
It
god.
emits heat. What do you want from me?
But like yeah, so I
Oh
haven't like,
man.
but that was like the one and only time that has ever happened, and like he was cool. He was cool overall, but nothing that I would ever do again.
I think
Mm.
this is what Harold wanted me to
Yeah.
bring up. Harold says, he asked this to the panel. He said, Black gay men have to check off a rather lengthy checklist before we even qualify to partner with other black men, while other races
Mm.
don't even have to meet a third of those requirements.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, for me, if you don't have no bag, then we ain't talking. If you ain't got, if you don't have your own, we're not talking. If you don't have like stability, financial
Mhm.
intellectualism, then we're not speaking. And if
Mhm.
you ain't
He
got
does work in finance, y'all. So you gotta. I mean, the man works in finance. I mean, it makes sense.
like I'm going to be asking you all the hard questions, regardless if you're white or black, because
Mhm.
you would never seen like no bum ass nigga with me.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
like you see, like me and my boyfriend, like we're equally yoked. You
Right.
know,
Right.
shit, probably a little bit more. So he's more yoked than me. He has a house. Shit,
Mhm.
I'm fucking talking to realtors now to try to figure out what type of house I'm gonna get in Atlanta.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah. So, because
Don't be
y'all
down
both
there
on the
on the
same
south
page.
side with them
Yeah.
niggas. No, I'm saying.
Oh Lord. No. But I agree with that. Like you want to be with someone that
Hmm.
you guys know that you're going down the same road. Now, I do believe that there are some people who really go into the whole superficial aspect of
Hmm.
relationships because it's like, yes, I do agree. Like, there has to be some sort of basic structural foundation for yourself. You cannot be in a partnership with somebody if you don't even know what the fuck you got going on. You can't even take care of yourself. So if something happens and you might have to bear the weight of all that has to be until I get my shit together because you don't know what life throws your way, are you going to be able to do that? You know what I mean? But when it comes down to I think the superficial aspect, there is an extremely long list of
Yeah.
what you have and what you have to be. And sometimes it be so unrealistic to where it's like, no shade. You want all this stuff, Miss Mamas.
Right.
What's
Have
your
you looked
checklist look
at
like?
yourself?
Put your check. At least I can understand somebody having this checklist because they actually give off what's on the checklist. That makes sense. But it's like you have all these unrealistic expectations that you yourself have not even risen to. So it's just very interesting. But I feel like, as far as like my list, like I really do care more. I'm a Cancer, so I'm I'm a romantic
Mhm.
person. I'm an emotional person. I need mental and emotional
That's my
stimulation,
opposite sign. I'm a
stability.
Capricorn.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, I need that more so than anything else. But when it comes down to dating, I think for black men in this system, it is a little bit more difficult than it is for other men because of the social stigmas that we have to deal with. That a lot of people, I mean, I want to deal with. Like when that one black person told me they didn't want to be with me because I'm black, and I'm like, sir, you're black too. I don't understand what the problem or the issue
You,
is.
you know what I find in dating over the years that I've dated? I have the two extremes, right?
Hmm.
I prefer not to date someone, and this is gonna come out real harsh, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna say that I don't like to date the credential holders, the people that
Mm.
got all of these degrees, credentials, because then they want to have these pissing contests about who is and is not more credentialed or who is smarter. And I don't even be on that shit. Like I've dated guys, and I there was this one guy I just tried to lie to. And I probably shouldn't have lied to him. He was like, "Oh, so what's your highest education?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I got a bachelor's," and I just left it at that. And he was like, "Yeah, I have all of this." So then, like, we went out with my best friend, right? And my best friend, because we had been dating for a while, my best friend was like, "Yeah," and he started, talk about all the stuff we did, and he mentioned some of my credentials, and he looked at me, that dude I was dating at the time. Oh, you ain't tell me all of that. And after that, it just all went downhill. Like every time we talked, it was just all of this fuck shit that I was
Mm.
like, bruh, I don't want to do that. I'm here with my band, hopefully, and I don't have to do that fighting. So there's that extreme on that end.
Mm.
And
I've
on the
never
other
experienced that.
end, I find that people that maybe they don't have a college degree, right? For some reason they think that I won't get into them, or this notion of I don't think you would go for someone like me, or think like, and I'm like, the hell, what does that mean? Like, no, that's not how that works. And so they may automatically write me off and think, well, I think we're not in the same league together, because you got all of this going, and I'm just not where you are mentally. I said, but
I
you
mean,
got
I
other
mean, I
things.
mean, but technically they are not in your league.
Mm.
I
And
don't I don't look at it that way.
I feel like you have to have like I feel like hypogamy is something that I do not support. I do
Mm.
not support. I believe that just like you see it happen with the women, you cannot be with somebody who is not equally yoked to yourself, because
Well, okay, being
eventually
equally
that
yoked
should
does
that
not mean that you have to have all of the same credentials that I have. You may
not
be credentialed
not the same
in other
credentials,
ways.
not the same credentials, but like for example, to me, if like you don't have to have a doctor's degree, you don't have to have a master's degree, but I would prefer that you have went to college.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not went to college, then I would prefer that you at least have some type of trade that you do, and that
Mm-hmm.
you can make. I need, like, for example,
So you
if
just want stability.
like if I fall on hard times and we're together, I'm gonna need you to upkeep my life like I can
Right. You
upkeep
want
yours.
stability. You
Like
want
it needs
stability, and I think we all want that. And the point that I'm making is, I want stability, and it doesn't matter what your level of education is. For example, my ex boyfriend never went to college, but makes more fucking money than I do, and I make all right. I do all right. But the point that I'm making is, I think when I talk about equally, when I think of equally yoked, I think of it on different levels. There's a spiritual level to being equally yoked. There's an emotional level to that. Certainly, there is an intellectual level to that as well. But my biggest thing is, I don't want just some closed-minded, closed-off person that isn't open to the fullness that is the human spectrum. Because you got these people that are in this steel box that they, grew up in, and never tried to grow and learn and be expressive, even in their gayness and in the expression of their sexuality. They're not even, expressive in understanding, that it's sex is a spectrum, and we can experience a whole lot of things. That you find that, especially within the black culture, as much as we, people say we vote with Democrats, black people are some of the most conservative people I know.
Mm.
Easily some of the most conservative people I know.
Yeah, I feel like all of that is very important. I feel like it's equally as important to be with somebody who is equally yoked with you spiritually, mentally,
Hmm.
emotionally. But like is either all of that or nothing. Is can't like just because you might be equally yoked with me spiritually, emotionally, mentally, if you're not equally yoked with me financially, then we can be
Mm.
friends. We
Mm.
can have a nice friendship. We could lean
Jeremy is
upon each
gonna keep
other.
coming back to them finances. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
like because when
Jeremy
you
need that
Ooh.
money. Jeremy.
Jeremy don't need no money. Jeremy has a good like
But
I,
Jeremy needs you to have that money. Let's be
I'm
clear.
comfortable, but like, and I'm not saying that you have to make an exorbitant amount of money, but like, you're gonna need to be able to like, for example, I don't want to be bringing his name into this, but Jamar is able to identify and give me advice on different things that I have not experienced yet. For example, house buying, because
Hmm.
that's the next step.
Right.
I've been renting all my life, right?
Hmm.
But now I'm turning 32, so it's time for me to move into a home. I'm about to move,
Hmm.
and instead of moving into an apartment, I'm gonna get me a house.
Okay.
He's experienced that. He can help guide me into that.
Right.
And if I have to hold until the house is until like the to the everything is negotiated with the lender and the banks and
Hmm.
everything, I might have to stay in his house. But he have a
Mm.
house for me to stay in with two
Correct.
animals.
Right.
And if he
Right.
fell on hard times and I'm out there with my house, then he can come to
He
my
can
house.
come. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's why I say we want stability. And I think everybody and finances come with that stability. That's a part of being stable.
You got to be able to take
Child.
care of yourself and take care of other people. That's how it should be. And I do
Yeah.
believe that there is a balanced way for that. Like, yes, as I forgot the content creator who said it, but they said you can't really have romance without finance. So you need to have that. That is something that
Well, I
is
don't think that was a thread.
imperative.
I think that's a song. It's called
Oh, okay. Thank you.
it's like no romance without finance.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Well,
Okay.
you
I
still
never
need
heard
that.
that one either. That's a new one for me. I'd love to hear it. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, one of our remaining topics, and I'd love for you all to bring up other topics that were not on the list, but one of the last remaining two topics, I think they go hand in hand. Talk about the Black gay community and mental health.
Mm.
And I believe that goes hand in hand with a lot of infighting also that we see
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
the Black gay community. But certainly, there's been a long time stigma within the overarching Black community, much less the Black gay community, in terms of mental health.
Right.
And I'm so elated that my mental health care professional, yes, I have a therapist that I talk to. He is a Black gay man, and that was important to me.
Mm.
And because
Isn't that dude who be doing all the stuff on
no
Chase?
God no, you don't believe that shit. You talk about the little twine God, no God no, you ain't finna be crying on screen and all kinds of shit. That's not you, my therapist.
Please do not say this while I'm on screen.
No God. No, no, no. And he may be a fine not, I start to say terrorist. Therapist. But there are some red flags that I've seen on the as I've seen him on the shows that I just wouldn't want from my therapist. Maybe he may work for other people, but for me,
Mm.
it would be a no for me, dog.
Mm.
You asked the question. I didn't even bring that man up, and you asked me.
You because I was just asking, was that who it was? You did not have to give all of that. Now you know
How
that's one of
you
my man. Now
crying
you know
harder
that's
than
one
the
of my
people you
man
supposed to help?
friends.
What would that look like? You go to your therapist and they crying harder than you are. You over there fine. They over there crying. The hell you crying for? I ain't even crying.
You gotta hug him, tell him it's gonna be okay.
Right. I'm over here helping you. Baby, it's gonna be all right. I made it though.
It's going. It's okay, baby. I made it
It's
through. It's gonna be
okay.
all right.
Oh man, I do think that especially I think more days now than even sometimes in the past. And I'll tell you why I say more nowadays than times in the past in just a second. I think all Black gay men at some point need to go sit on a couch with somebody
I agree with
and
that. I agree with that.
unpack a lot of shit that done went on in in your life just growing up. There's a lot to unpack
I
there.
agree. I agree.
And I think that until you do that and can affirm yourself. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why you see a lot of these people going over to white people. Give me 30 seconds to say this. The reason I say the reason I say this is when I years ago when I came up in the gay community, there were the elders that would take you in, and I was never in ballroom, but they would take you in, and they would teach you the ropes. They would say, "Baby, come in, let me talk to you." And that'd be like your gay mom, your gay dad, and things like that. And they would just teach you how to love yourself, teach you the ropes on what this world is like. Because back then we had to be in the shadows. We had to be much more secretive about when we got together. So you were much more of a family and community. And what that taught me during those formative years I was in my early 20s was how to go back and love myself as a black man and how to love other black men when I had never experienced that growing up as a child, because
Mm.
every black man was probably trying to tell me that I was wrong or something was wrong with
Exactly.
me.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so having that experience of learning to love black men again taught me that it was okay. That's probably one of the main reasons I love my people, and I'll never go,
Mm.
against. And so I still have therapy now about things that
You know
I
wrong with
need to
that?
unpack.
Yeah.
But even just experiencing that early on helped me really, really, really help nurture me into the community. And you don't see a lot of that today.
Mm.
And in some cases where I see the expressions of that, it's toxic, and it
Mm.
ends up turning into something more sexual
Mm-hmm.
than a nurturing situation,
That's what
which
it
is
was for
Mm.
why
me.
I think that there should be you need to go sit on somebody's couch and unpack a whole bunch of stuff. I think that should be a mandatory thing for
Yeah.
all gay
I
black
agree.
men.
I agree.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely needed some good therapy. A lot of those older gay men done fuck their way through me,
Hmm.
and like I really like I was like I remember I had a couple gay friends that had gay fathers in the same friend group that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
But like when it came to me, they was just always interested in fucking. Nobody was trying to be my mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was trying to get me all bent over with my legs up and everything
Hmm.
else. So it's like when I got older, and on top of that, I had to have like a lot of run-ins like with the older gays. Like that's how I verbally became real nasty, is because like I like do y'all know how many times I had to verbally spar
Uh-oh.
with these older gay men?
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
I had to go at it with them, and I got tired of losing. So I
Mm.
definitely had to start doing more research and really picking up on tips.
Hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
to where like bitch is undefeated, but
I
under
That
like
man
it.
said he is
Hey, come
undefeated.
on now.
yeah, after 26, nobody could take me anymore.
Got you.
I was like, I've been fighting you bitches. I've been fighting you bitches for 8 years. Nobody's winning.
Yep. And then on top of that, my cousins taught me how to fight too. So if y'all want to go outside, bitch, we can go outside too. If that's what you want to do. So
I
Oh yeah. Jeremy
Fortunately,
Jeremy was definitely for the street.
yeah,
And like,
I grew up in the ghetto and with a big family, so you had to fight your way out of everything. Any guy had to
yeah,
fight the
mm,
fucking eat sometimes.
yeah.
Shit,
Like
but
growing up in Florida was rough.
yeah, it was rough.
mm,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Pahokee, Florida,
Come on,
Beltway.
the muck.
mm.
Yeah.
Child,
Like,
you was over there with them big dick motherfuckers over there in the muck.
that's what, and when I said earlier that he's a size
I didn't
queen,
say that I was with them, even though I do have a couple bodies out the muck.
but
I
like,
got
But
three
you
of them
knew
from
them.
Glade
You knew
Central.
of them.
but
I got
then
three of them out of Glade Central and two out of Pahokee, but that's a whole nother
But then
story.
after that, I went to Las Vegas, and I was living on the West Coast, like of Las Vegas, and that was rough too. So it was like just a very rough place. I didn't really know how to identify myself. I was
Mm-hmm.
ghetto as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I had the military there to kind of like help lean me in the right direction and really give me some of the tools that I needed to basically unlearn a lot of negatives about myself. And
Mm-hmm.
then over the years, spending time by myself, having, my own mental breakdowns, going into therapy, like
Mm-hmm.
it really
Mm-hmm.
helped me evolve into a more refined version of
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of that mental health help that we need within the Black gay community surfaces in a lot of the infighting. I mean, you think about the fact that someone from their earliest memories of being just trying to be a person have always had to be defensive because someone was telling you, no,
Mm.
that's wrong. No, that's wrong. So you were always on guard and on defense. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you are in this community filled with a whole bunch of people who grew up the same way,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
everyone is ultra defensive. And now you ever notice you be in the circle of just us and the slightest little thing somebody say, all of a sudden it is like,
Oh, bitch, you
you
trying to
know,
read? You trying to throw shade? What you
right.
doing?
And you be like, girl, it wasn't even up. And baby, once it's up, it's stuck. And baby, you might be fighting and all kinds of characters. Like you see that a lot of times. And I
Mhm.
just think that I think we need to unpack a lot of stuff. I think
Of
we
course.
really, really do need to unpack. And I think a circular moment. I think this even goes back to just having that representation of the fullness of our experience. Because if you haven't seen or experienced all shapes, shades, colors, sizes of our community, you
Mhm.
begin to think there's only one way to be, or
Mhm.
one way to act,
Mhm.
or one way to respond,
Mhm.
whereas that's not the only way.
Mhm.
And so I think it's so layered. It's such
Yeah.
a layered
I
conversation.
I agree, and that's why I'm a very big advocate for like self love. Because yeah, we can go to therapy, but just like we were talking about Christianity, depending on how you use it, therapy is also a tool. You still have to go out into your own life,
Yep.
your own experiences, and apply those things. And I really didn't, for me, didn't really start getting into self love or some sort of therapy type of situation until I was like in toward my late 20s, early 30s. During my 20s, I was very male centered. I had one relationship that was the most successful. That was like 2.5 years with my first love. Was the best relationship out of all the other experiences that I've ever had. So it's kind of like I was chasing that for a long time. And in
Mm.
2018, I had an ego death where again, for me, just like when you were talking about some people are conservative. When it come down to sexual stuff, I'm pretty conservative. That's between me and my person. It's not for everybody else to see. But because I'm a person who abstains from that because I understand how sexual energy works, I ended up being sexual with this person. Then it started to become unprotected. So my ass really was like, oh, I'm like Velcro. You fuck with me, you stuck with me. And because that situation did not work out the way that it was, I really had a very deep breakdown, deep mental breakdown to where thoughts of self deletion came up. That's how
Mm.
desperate I was. But
Oh.
I had to, like you said, unpack a lot of things. Just like you
Hmm.
said, El Teddy, because we
Mm.
grow up not being affirmed and we don't have a safe space to be. When we finally get into a place where it seems like we can build things up, it's not from a healthy perspective, it's still from a
Mm.
traumatic broken experience. So
Mhm.
yes, for me, I had to learn how to love myself and realize that I have worth, because again, I was known as the rebound guy. I was a dude that came in after somebody was in a relationship. Oh, Bubs, you're this, you're that. You will make a perfect this, perfect that. Then that word but comes up, and I would think that that was something wrong with me. Like, is it something that I said, that I didn't say, that I did, that I didn't do? Like, what was the issue? But through my self love, I realized that again, those people were not worthy of me because I was willing to
Mm.
accept crumbs and give them the world. Now I'm at a place to where it's like, no, you're gonna have to really work on yourself, because if I'm with somebody, it's not. It's easy to be with somebody when everything is good. You never know if somebody really there for you until shit gets fucking rough. That's when you can tell when people are there for you. And
Mm.
going forward, when I do date, because I'm not in a place to even date yet, I haven't really opened myself up to do that. But when I do, you have to on a self love journey. You have to honor yourself. And no shade, I want to be your friend first. Like, I think there are some things that we need to learn as far as gay men, like even with courtsmanship, learning how to court, stop making everything so sexual. Yes, we can look
Mhm.
at somebody and be like, yeah, within 3 to 5 seconds, yeah, I'll smash. You know what I'm saying? But that should be the last thing. I feel like I want to
Especially
know
if you
you as
want to
a
be with
person.
that person.
Exactly. I
I,
want to
I
get to know
mean,
you.
I
But
tell my gay children, and I got a few of them. I definitely gave back and made sure that I have people that I've mentored and nurtured. But I tell them all the time that your man, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever he is to you, that's the best friend that you have sex with.
no shade.
That's
And
a
now, what I teach them about that is people try to, going back to the very first topic, people try to remove the importance of sex
Hmm.
from relationship. And I tell them outside of sex, that's just the best friend that you have sex with, and you already have a best friend who's better at being a best friend and has been a best friend longer.
Hmm.
But that goes back to the point that you just made. It's important that this person that I'm going to be partners with, I'm friends with. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I
Right.
need that. That goes back to what Jeremy kept highlighting earlier is being equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
That's a friend. You are equally yoked with a
Mm-hmm.
best friend or a very close friend like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that all comes together to make that relationship more lasting and makes the sex better.
Yeah, especially when you're
Mhm.
comfortable with someone. That's the point, to be comfortable. That's why for me, and again, shout out to people who can. I just don't have that capacity, or shall I say, I don't have the awareness for that capacity in this present moment. But it's like if I am going to be intimate with somebody, it has to be with intention and purpose. If it's just a temporary lust filled thing, baby, just like West Name said in Scary Movie 2, move, bitch, I can do it myself. I got me. But if I'm going to interact with another person, there has to be criteria there. There has to be prerequisites there in order for me to show up in the way that I want to show up in those spaces. You know what I mean? And on top of that, like I've had temptation around me all the time. I've had fine ass niggas throw ass at me all the damn time. I don't take it because in my head, first of all, I'm thinking, and it may be wrong, but this is just how I think. If you're doing this for me, how many other niggas have seen
Mm.
your balloon knot and you trying to send it to me? So
balloon knot
yeah,
is
so
That
it's
is
so
wild.
so it's
balloon knot is
so it's kind of
Wow.
that is a trifling ass
That is wild work.
so it's like, but at the same, I
balloon
don't know. For
knot.
me, it's just different. And I feel like even for people who are willing to have casual sex, you
Mm-mm.
can still have
That ain't
honest
right.
casual sex with somebody. And I think queer people, I mean, gay men, also need to be honest and just tell the truth. Don't lie. Tell the truth. If this is what you want, just say it up front. You might be gagged, and that person might say, "Shit, I was thinking the same thing too." Do you see how the truth literally sets you free? But I mean, hey,
I was during the pandemic, I was dating this guy and I didn't believe him at first. I called him Date Bay, right?
mm,
He was Date Bay because he had never been on a date before. Never been on a date. He was
And
like, I
let
just
me
go fuck.
and let me guess, you just you took him on some dates and give
No, 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 no. I didn't come into it knowing that.
oh
I actually, when I met him, I said he wanted to fuck. I was like, no, let's go hang out. We couldn't go because a lot of the restaurants and stuff was closed. But I was like, I got my mask, you got yours. Let's just go for a walk, in the park and stuff like that. Yeah.
how tall are you, L Teddy?
I am 5'9".
Okay. Mm,
ah,
And you know what's so funny? Don't you say nothing, Bubs. I like every now and again. I like me a good a good oompa loompa doopity doo who's like a good 5'1". Baby, listen, and they be over here.
where the fuck you find them at?
Oh, I find them a lot of places. They be over here singing "Climb Every Mountain."
Oh
Baby,
my
they be built
god.
like tripods. I'm trying to tell you what I know. But the point that I'm making is,
oh my
Size
lord.
queen. Size queen.
what? I'm being maliciously maligned here.
To
But
being
the point that I'm
unconscious about
making
that.
is so many people in our community don't know what it is just to court or
Mm-hmm.
date or
Mm-hmm.
just say we're not having sex. The people on my chat hear me say all of the time, hey, I'm finna call so and so over this dude that I'm talking to. He just gonna lay it in the small of my back. We ain't having sex. And I be meaning that we're not having sex. Now sometimes, yes,
Put your
but not
hand
all the
on the
time.
small of my back. I'm sorry.
Just lay it right there in the small of my back like a heater. We was just talking about the heat earlier. And watch TV and stuff. Sometimes you don't want it to go
I
in.
mean, and no,
Sometimes
and no shade. Like I don't think there's nothing wrong with cuddling either. Like I'm cool with cuddling. I'm cool with the first base shit. That's cool. I feel like that's a if that goes good, then the intimate part probably gonna be good too. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's a safe way to kind of try with somebody, or as they call it now, that a lot of people hate, which is sides. Maybe you can do some side shit before you decide that you want to go inside. You get what I'm
no, no,
saying?
no.
Child,
If
who
you
the
want to
fuck?
do some side shit, that's okay. But don't come over to me telling me you're a side. Period. We're not doing that. Nah, that's okay for some people,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that. If you want to do that, baby, there's somebody for you. It's just not me.
Understandable. Understandable.
Like why?
Understandable.
Like why? What the fuck I look like?
You know
The
what's so funny, Brandon? Everybody thinks I'm short. Everybody who I meet says you're taller than I thought you would be.
you definitely photographed. Sure, I thought you were like 5'5".
Mm-mm,
No, the
mm-mm.
gag is I'm the short one.
I think
How
me
tall are
and
you?
Scotty and Jamal are around the same
I'm
height.
I'm I'm
Yeah,
five
because
two.
No, you can't be the same. You can't be the same height as Jamar. Cause Jamar's taller than me, and I'm 5'9".
we done been together. But
And
when I was
Scotty
around,
taller than me too. And Scotty's like five.
Jamar had on heels at the time, so that didn't count.
Mm.
But hell, Jamar was with me when I was with Four for Four. Jamar saw me. Me, Jamar, and Scotty hung. I was going out with Four for Four. Dear God.
Oh for
Mm-hmm.
four.
My chat knows who that is. They've never seen him before, but they have heard the name. That was when I was dating
What's
Four
that?
for
Like,
Four.
what is that? What does that mean?
He had less than 4 inches, and so we just nicknamed him Four for Four.
Mm.
So they've seen this person, seen you with this person.
Who?
Jamar and Scotty.
Yeah,
That's embarrassing as fuck.
they didn't know he was Four for Four then.
But they know
You
he's
know
four
it
for four
now.
now.
Yeah, I mean we're not together, but you know.
Child, I would. Woo, child. I don't have that. I don't have that struggle. I can't even relate to that. I would hate for bitches after I leave a room to call a friend and laugh at me.
Mm-mm.
Child,
I
that is
did not
embarrassing.
nickname him Harold. Ask the chat. That came from the chat. The chat names him Four for Four, and I just went with it. Sometimes we call him Dave Thomas, but the chat that did not come from me, Harold. That literally came from the chat, and that's where I got it from. Anyway, we on the open top. Any topics y'all want to talk about that didn't make the list, or I've been. This has been a phenomenal. We got to do this again. We
It
can't
was
wait another
interesting.
year.
I'm kind of glad to kind of like collaborate because I've kind of been doing my own stuff. So recently,
Yeah,
I've
and
been
I've been
collaborating with
asking
other
you for a
people.
while.
Yeah, but we're here now. Just
I
like how
haven't
4 for 4 was back then, and y'all talking about him now. Yeah.
I haven't been doing the damn thing, child.
Listen,
He
nobody's
actually
ever seen. Nobody has ever seen Four for Four except for Scotty and Jamar. They didn't even know it was Four for Four. We were just dating at the time.
Mm-mm. Wendy's ain't hit you up for a brand sponsorship or nothing with the 4 for 4.
Yeah, I'm not a kid. The one thing I'm not a kiss and tell person. I'm very private with my private life. Very.
Understandable. Understandable. Understandable.
Yeah.
and I respect that immensely.
Because
LK.
you know what, I don't like when shit goes left or mad day comes
Mm-hmm.
when people start to air people out. That's just not me.
Yeah.
Like if you are somebody that I love and care about, and we just gonna end it amicably, and I'm gonna go on. I'm not gonna lay you out. And people be putting their business all on social media, making posts and shit and all,
Mm-hmm.
subliminals. That's just, I'm just
Yeah. I
not that
can't do that
person.
either. Mm-mm.
I can't
That's
do the drama
definitely
like
a turn
that.
off.
And I've been fortunate enough. I've never had a drama feel. Well, there was drama around it, but once we broke up, that was just it. We just broke up. I've never experienced domestic violence ever.
Mm-hmm.
Never even anything close
Mm-hmm.
to domestic violence. And so I shudder when I see a lot of that in our community, and a lot of the cattiness and pettiness within relationships. And I'm like, why does it need to be like I don't. If you loved that person, like I remember I broke up with someone and I had to tell I had to tell my gay kids, if y'all go over there, I fuck you bitches
You
up.
got gay kids.
Yeah, I do. I told them because they was gonna go over this motherfucker house and
Mm-hmm.
fuck him up.
Uh-oh.
They was going to fuck him up.
Oh,
And I said, I kill all you bastards. I kill
Oh
all you
my.
bastards. Yeah, I kill all y'all. But he did such and such. It'll matter. It'll matter.
what? Let somebody fuck with my damn dad or my mama. Somebody getting their ass whooped today.
I think they still probably did and didn't tell
Today.
me. And didn't tell me. Anyway, any final thoughts that y'all want to have on this discussion? It's been a great discussion. Chat,
Mhm,
have y'all enjoyed yourselves in the chat? We've had
mhm.
some great discussions today. I gotta watch this back.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed it. I want to have more of these conversations. I don't know everything, and I'm willing to listen to other people who have different perspectives because that's one part of being objective. You not only need to talk, but you need to also comprehend and listen. So it was some very, very good points that were brought here. I was glad to be here with you, El Teddy. Shout out to you, Jeremy. I think it's my first time interacting with you, and I really like some. I would say some. You really had a lot of good talking points, especially in the realm when it came down to organized religion. And
Mhm.
please keep having those conversations because it was really good. I like the whole spiritual aspect, and I feel like more people should have more, I guess, awareness of that. And you really brought it with that, so that was really, really good. So,
Thank you.
hmm
Um, Jeremy.
I'm sorry. I'm ordering sushi for pickup. I'm
Now you
sorry.
make me want sushi. I got this good sushi spot up the street.
Um, what was asking me? I'm sorry.
Any final thoughts, God?
Oh yes, I had fun. This was a good time.
hmm
Thank you for inviting me. And after this, I will go back into hibernation until further notice.
Oh boy, here we go. Listen, feel free to invite me if y'all are having anything. I'd love to come
hmm
and converse with you all as well.
You don't never be
Um,
out. I've been to Atlanta like
no,
at least 20 times, and I never seen you out
I
there.
don't go that far down. I'm up here on the north end, and so I go down to visit Atlanta. I'm
hmm
up here like Roswell, Sandy Springs area,
Oh,
like way up here. I don't
Oh,
go down there with
that's where
people.
Kelly's store got closed down at, right?
Yeah, that was the wrong area for her to build that kind of stuff. Anyway, but
hmm
yeah, but people forget that I'm here because I'm way up here, so I don't get invited to a lot of stuff. I be out of town a lot too.
hmm
Anyway, but yes, I thank you all for agreeing to come up here and being open and having the conversation. It's been such a great time.
hmm
I'll be waiting for my invite over to Bub's channel at some point,
Yes. Once I
and
do a panel discussion, I will.
and then and when you come back in town, Jeremy, I'll be waiting for my invite to come hang out.
Of
Uh, um,
course.
I'll drive down, way down there. I don't go down there to Atlanta too often.
I
But
thought I could have swore you said that you lived in Atlanta.
no, I live Atlanta adjacent. I don't call this Atlanta because I got to literally drive a little bit to get to 285, North
Mhm.
285, and then I got to pass North 285, go through it. It's just a lot. But I'm
Mhm.
up here on the north end. People call it Atlanta, but I go down and visit those people.
Okay. Well, I've never been to Atlanta, so I may go one day. I don't know.
Bub's link. Yes, we can get Bub's link in the
Oh, thank
chat.
you.
Hold on 1 second. Let me put that, and we'll put Jeremy's link in the chat too. Even though Jeremy said he in hibernation, here is
Yeah, that
Bub.
like don't expect the channel to be updated anytime soon.
Dear God, there is Bub's link. Oh man.
Like I am,
Shout
And
out to
I am,
Harold. Shout out to
I
Harold.
am tired. I don't have anything left in me right now to be doing YouTube.
here is Jeremy's link right there. And there's the both of them. And I'll put that also in the description box as well. So
Mhm.
y'all can go and show them some love. Please go subscribe to both of them if you haven't already. They are phenomenal and awesome YouTubers.
Thank you.
I don't like to use the term content creators because then people think we do porn. So no, I'm serious. I'm not. So I say that's why I say YouTubers.
Maybe
But
the
they are
size queens do, but I don't know about me and Jeremy.
really, really. That's what we're doing.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I mean, I'm not a stranger to like a nude photo to be
Uh,
honest.
Mm-hmm. But y'all making me like I'm the whore.
oh,
I'm as pure as the driven snow. Anyway, it's been great, y'all.
Is
Y'all know
today
we'll
a
be back here.
holiday?
Huh?
Is today a damn holiday or something?
It's not. Why?
I am ordering from all these fucking sushi places and they fucking closed.
oh
Oh,
And
they
I'm
wow.
closed.
thinking, I'm thinking something wrong with my damn debit card because I'm fucking. This is the third place I've tried. It's like, please try again later. I'm up here like,
No,
is
my
my card
sushi
not?
place open and they close at the when the wind blow. Them bitches close. Let me see. Yeah, my sushi place they open. Sure are till 9 o'clock. And them bitches close when the wind blow.
Mm.
So
Let me
anyway,
see.
y'all will be live tomorrow for Run Your Mouth like normal, 5 o'clock. Twitch and YouTube tomorrow. And so I'll see y'all there. Bubs, you got anything coming up you wanna promote?
Not well. You can check out my video essays that I put out. I did one on the DL, and then
You
one
went
on
out
a.
a little bit. I think you might have
Oh,
covered your mic a little bit.
I'm sorry.
You
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Mhm.
What my video essays, because that's kind of what I'm trying to get into. I've been doing more so lives, but trying to get back into video essays. So you can check out my first video essay, which is about the DL whispered. Okay, and his bullshit before all this other shit came out. And you can check out my video essay on Amir Odom and be on the lookout for Blame It on the Dress Chapter 2, which will be coming pretty soon. So that's it.
Okay. Jeremy, you have anything that you want to promote for you or for your other half? You know, Jamal might have something you want to promote.
Um, uh, to my knowledge, not right now, but please go check out the new Chasing Reality LA super trailer. It was dropped, I believe, yesterday or the day before. I
Mm.
think it was dropped on Friday or Saturday. So please go take a look at that. It's good 6 minutes of tomfoolery. And
Mm. I ain't seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it when we get off here.
yes, please go follow my baby. You know, he love that type of
Hey.
shit. Please go follow him. He wants y'all to see him when in his like in his drag get up whenever he feels like
Well,
doing
he
that
has
as
full
well.
geesh.
Yes. So please go follow him. Like I
Okay.
said, I have nothing.
You're
I
Whitney
have
Houston.
nothing.
Yes.
Whitney Houston. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. Because I didn't play it yet. Y'all know I got to play this one time because it's Pride Month. We play it every day during Pride Month.
Okay, go ahead.
Where it just went? I just. Oh, hold on. Oh, here you go. That is Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that it need to be more straight niggas giving love to the gay niggas. Happy gay month, cause you know you gay and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
He got your gay balloon cause it got all the colors cause it's gay. Okay. And I got Skittles cause it got a rainbow on it. Okay. And I got the cookie cake. It says, "Be who you are for your pride."
Oh my
Happy
god.
Pride Month. We play that every day during Pride Month. Y'all, we got two more Pride features. I got to do some good ones for the next 2 days for our Black gay history.
Okay.
Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal president active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. Y'all could have been a whole lot of places, but you've been up here with us, and we are eternally grateful. Thank y'all so much. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out here. Love y'all.
Bye.